Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to this week's GKP Live. I hope everybody's good. Usual thing, we'll be right back with you after this.
Right. We're off.
There we go, Daz, mid-snack. He's straight into the evening meal.
He's always eating, isn't he?
He is. He's like a machine, mate. He's got to do, though, hasn't he? For all that graft that he does, even dogs might be helping him. I'm sure that were Willow's eyes that just looked up there, there's background then. Good evening, all. Welcome back. I hope everybody's good and had a fantastic week up to press. And just so you all know, this is Ross, that coy guy, who's come to join us this evening.
Ross.
And hopefully, Ross, if you don't mind, with the pictures that you did send us, I'm going to be sharing them later on if that's cool, and the little video section.
Yeah,
sweet. The reason why Ross would like to join us this evening is to have a bit of a natter and a chat with us all about how much different it is to keep koi from over here in England and himself over there in Ireland. Now, go on, correct me if I'm. Is it? Oh, no, I don't. I hate to say this.
I live in Carlow. It's about an hour's drive from Dublin.
From Dublin, sweet.
Yeah, so down south.
Yeah. So when you say it's more difficult for keeping koi, I know that that's been as you have travelled over here by plane several times to come and have a look around a few of the koi shows, and once to the event with us for visiting Adam Bayer.
Yeah.
it's been an experience for yourself when you've done it, but it's also been slightly disappointing because you haven't been able to take anything back when you've spotted something that you really liked, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah. So I went to Adam Byer with yourselves, great day. But you're looking at fish and you're hopping on a plane then later on. And I went to the Great British, which is the
All
Coventry
England
Show,
Toy Show, wasn't
National.
it? Yeah. The
I
National.
went to that last year and the year before, and it's like there's nothing like that over here at all. And you're just going around all the vats, and you're like, yeah, I have to get on a plane later. You can't get nothing. It's like here we have when you're saying in England, you say you have Japanese kai and then English bred kai. Like we don't have any breeders over here, so our really go-to is any Japanese kai, or else they're Israeli or Polish in garden centers and stuff like that. But if I was to get a Japanese kai, there's only 2 dealers in the whole country, and they're both up north that you can get Japanese kai. Like I look at YouTube and I see all these shop visits and dealer visits and grow on events, but there's nothing like that over here at all. Like I have to go. My local would be Clearly Aquatics up in outside Belfast, which is nearly a 4-hour spin.
Oh wow, god damn! So even to go to somewhere, if you wanted parts in an emergency, you've got to
parts I can get delivered from him, but if I want to get fish delivered from him, I have to do paperwork because it's going from north to south. But if I wanted to pick it up, I can just go and pick them up.
Right.
I can drive up there, no issues, and bring them back. But getting them delivered, there's a lot of paperwork, and you need an import number, which I have, and everything like that. But it's like when you look at your shows and that over there, there's nothing. There used to be a show up north, but when I say show, there could be 3 or 4 vats at it, in a garden centre, but not for the last couple of years.
And is it becoming more of a popular hobby up your way then, or is it becoming, is there only a few of you? Have you got no, like for example, East Midlands Koi Club and the rest of them, the others that are all out there? Have you got any clubs or anything that you can be on?
No, there's no clubs or anything like that. There's one Facebook page. When I start keeping koi, there was one Facebook page, but I think it got deleted. So I actually set up a Facebook page, and it's the only one in the country for koi in Ireland. It's Irish Pond and Koi, and there's about 500 members on it. But I'm also in a messenger group with some of the hardcore lads that keep koi for years. And a few of us from that, there's about, I'm not too sure what numbers on it, but about 6 or 7 of us from that group actually went to the National all together last year. It's my first time meeting a lot of them, just from the messenger group, and it was just cheap flights from into Birmingham, and you get in there at 8 o'clock, and it was flying out at 7, so it was ideal to go to the show.
You managed to keep hold of your mobile phone this time, ain't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And for all those that don't know, what this gentleman's got to be one of the luckiest son of a guns that must walk this earth. He came to meet us at the Adam Byer show or event that we organised, and we went to have a look around ourselves. And he was picked up by Jeff Lees. Jeff Lee swung by the airport, picked him up, and Ross was sat there waiting for him. Jumped in car and they set off. They got 3/4 of the way to Adam Byers, which is probably about 40-odd minute drive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like and then he went to grab his mobile phone and then suddenly realised that he ain't got his mobile phone. So they turned around, drove 40 minutes back to the airport to find his mobile phone literally resting in the gutter of the main public highway. So when he got into the car, it slipped out of his pocket, dropped onto the floor, not damaged it, not being run over and not being picked up. You got to be lucky, mate, to get away with that kind of
thing. Jeff loved his first time meeting me.
Yeah,
first time him up, and now I have to drive all the way back with him.
Had an extra on the way back. You were lucky with that, mate. You were lucky.
Yeah.
What did you think to Adam Byers then? As you know, now when you did you enjoy the visit? Would you like to do any more koi farms like Forest Koi?
Absolutely, yeah. Like a couple of years ago, Gaz was when I first started seeing YouTube, just when I was doing the ponds and stuff, and the first person I actually watched was Kai Diaries.
Yeah. When he went to Adam Byers and did his first growing show with the Kahaku.
Yeah, so I kind of knew about Adam Byers and that from that, and because of Kai, I nearly watched every episode of Kai Diaries because I didn't know there was any people even on YouTube that did Kai, the odd people, and then you got more and more into it. Then you had a video out. You had a video out of the All England, the indoor show, was it?
Was it? Say again, sorry?
The Newark show, was it?
Yeah, the indoor one.
Yeah, the new.
Yeah. It was probably one of your first videos, but it was, you literally recorded everything. It was about an hour and a half long, and you bought a fish, and I think your son bought a fish as well.
Oh, that's
the national.
That was
the national.
Well, that Kent, Gaz.
That was, it was Kent, the first one. That was all the indoor one, the full indoor one. I'm sure it's Kent. And that's where Brandon got his Matsukawabaki from, which we actually missed out. We actually missed out on a shower that we were going to get. And the shower had a white circle on the side of it with a perfect number 1 inside it. And we turned around, me and Brandon spotted it, and we turned around and said, listen, all England, thank you very much. It was, all England. We went and we were like, oh, I just need to go grab me Brandon, because he'd gone off to look at some Matsukawabakis. I said, look, let's go back and get that shower. And we got back and it gone. I'm like, where's it gone? Well, has someone bought it? Yeah, it's been bought. And I think them guys bagged that back up and put it away, because it were a real nice shower. But the fact that I said that would be the perfect fish to enter into every competition and show that fish, just purely, never for the fact that it would win, but just because you could turn around and say that's the number 1 fish. Number 1 left on its side, man. It was perfect. But yeah, we missed out on that one. But Brandon, because we dilly-dallied with that, Brandon ended up going back and getting a Matsu. He wanted a more pure black one, and there was a full black one just with white pecks, and he wanted that one. And by the time we'd gone back for that one had gone as well. So he ended up settling for the Matsukawabaki that's in the pond. But
I was looking at that video and I was just in awe. Like, I couldn't get over all the amount of dealers all into one place, all the fish. I was like, oh my god, I'd love this to happen over here, but it's just not obviously the population or anything.
The reason why I did film that was COVID, wasn't it? That was mid-onset.
I think COVID, it was one of the first shows from COVID, maybe. Yeah,
they released it for certain age groups for people to be able to go down, and I just thought to myself, well, not everybody's going to be able to get to go, because certain age categories weren't allowed to still go out, were they? They were trying to keep 65 pluses still indoors. So I thought if I went down there and recorded it all and recorded everything for everybody to be able to see every single fish, every single vat, the whole way around. And then from then on in, I've continued to do it when I go to all shows from then on since. But I just thought it'd be nice for all those that couldn't get there to be able to watch it and see
a complete walkthrough of it. And even getting
that's where I met Lee Hadfield first time too.
Header well. Even getting fish from England, it's so obviously England isn't declared a KHV country, where technically Ireland is declared KHV free. So that's why you need all the paperwork. Like, even it's a lot of politics as well. Like, I put fish up in a local because I grow on fish and then I keep what I want and then move on if I don't want it, and I had just on a local site about selling fish, and it was only fish that I grew on myself that were bought up in Northern Ireland, and I got a call from the environmental or the fish police basically saying that they need to inspect the property that I'm selling fish. I think I had 2 fish up for sale online about importing fish from England and selling them. Whoever they got a tip off, and I was like, "What?" Tip off. I thought, 3 people came down and searched my pond, garden, everything. I was just like, "What a wait!" The lads travelled from 3-hour spin to come over to my house and look at my pond and look at the fish and see where you got them all and that. It's just madness, like.
Yeah.
So you're a bit strict then. Well,
absolutely,
very strict down to that. So you got to go through that rigmarole with all the others that you grow on now, then?
Yeah, I was thinking that because I'm obviously not going to keep them all, so I'll just do the same. If they want another day out, they can.
I thought they were looking to abolish all that, the KHV side of things.
They were trying to what?
Well, when they're trying to abolish all that, and
not over here. It's still classed as KH free over here.
Right. It's all different zones. So we can ship. We used to be able to ship fish, or still can, into Europe, basically, because we're cleaner than mainland Europe. We were KHV free. We were SPC free in terms of a country. So we could ship fish anywhere to Europe, but no fish from Europe could come back to us. But Ireland have got the cleanest bill of health, if you like. So we can ship to Northern Ireland, but not Ireland as in Ireland. And yeah, there's crazy, but DEFRA can't keep on top of it. So KHV is going to be knocked on the head because there's 2 places that have got it now. too many lakes and whatever, so it won't be a notifiable disease. So we'll just come in line with the rest of Europe in that front. But as we're not part of Europe anymore, it's just more paperwork or whatever.
Yeah.
So
all paperwork. Yeah. Can you even ship to Northern Ireland?
There's technically we could, but we don't, because obviously our shipping company, the company we use, won't go. They won't even go to the Isle of Wight. They won't, if there's a ferry involved, they won't do the delivery.
Yeah.
So we can ship to the Highlands, but we can't ship to the Isle of Wight. And that's purely down to the couriers. We used to have people from Northern Ireland come across to Holyhead, is it?
Yeah, Holyhead,
shipments from there and take them back themselves
on the boat. Yeah.
So as long as they were going to Northern Ireland, that was fine. But obviously, we don't know where they're going from there beyond that. Yeah. So it's all, it's crazy.
Plenty of fish over here.
It's just.
Sorry, guys.
It's just the way it works, isn't it? You've got if you've got the cleanest bill of health, then you've got more sort of security in terms of what's coming in. But you should be able to, from Ireland, you should be able to ship anywhere in Europe without any grief.
Without any issues, yeah.
It sounds like you can't ship anywhere in Ireland yourself. But
you can't even ship in Ireland if you purchased them in Ireland.
Yeah, it's mad. You can make the paperwork in that.
It's strict, but it's good that they are being so stringent on it. Then hopefully it'll stay that way, mate, and you won't have any outbreaks of KHV.
The main problem with it is it's kind of nonsense. So the rules, as they were, you couldn't ship a normal carp from anywhere into this country without a specific license, but you could ship a koi into this country from anywhere, even if it's from even from farms that have had KHV. There's no restrictions. It's ornamental, you can ship it. If it's not ornamental, different rules apply.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Isn't it? Make the sense out of that. That dog's saying there, we need Andy Daly back. He hasn't done anything for a long time, has it?
No.
Hasn't dropped any content for quite some time. So I think the last thing I saw that he'd done was the actual results of the growing show.
Adam Beyer,
Adam Beyer one, which was
that's about Rassor up to, and then he just disappeared.
Asagi and the other one. Asagi and something else that he did. He did the results on that, and I don't think I've seen anything since.
No. Because he'd set his new pond up. I used to watch it religiously. Every Saturday I used to watch it.
Yeah.
But then, like I say, all of a sudden it just fizzled.
He's missed that one. There you go, Rick.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, she actually paid a little visit in Vince's live as well. When you were in Polytunnel, there was a little message come up from her. Hi, on another live.
She's mad for YouTube. Ezra's trying to get on it now as well.
Is it actually on? Does he bring it?
He wants to be on live now.
Has he got another device? Has he got another phone?
No, don't encourage it. Gaz, don't encourage it. It's his bedtime, mate.
Oh, sorry.
I just see a message there from Chris Taylor saying, I bet a lot have been sneaked in. Now, I know a lot of people, but they have gone stricter. You drive over there and you drive back. I might have done it myself once or twice, but they're gone a bit stricter on the boats, checking coming back. They don't care about you getting on the boat, but coming across to Dublin, they're a little bit. If you're driving a car, you get away with it, but they'll check a van or something like that. And sometimes they don't even want to be dealing with the grief. They just say, yeah, just take it, you know. They don't want to be taking the box off you. Yeah.
DT's saying there, Ross, that the Kahaku, wow, Ross, they're stunning as well as the rest of your grow-ons, which is Dave's favourite ones are your Tamasabas.
Yeah, I've only one Tamas. I got moved on some of them, so I've only got one that I'm growing on in the grow on. He's a football. So I think I'll actually put him in. I never thought he'd say it, but I think I'll put him in the pond in the summer.
Got to go in the main pond, mate. So you can look at that odd fish swimming past the window, man. They look funny in a window.
Yeah, and the kids love it as well. So
I told you get rid of the chewing gum, didn't I?
Just banging up a couple more of these messages that people have been jumping in saying good evening. Keith's Koi Haven. Actually, I need to say a massive thank you, and I am going to do a little video with a little bit of a shout out and mention for you too. But check out that look. I got myself a new mug, and what I need to do is get one sent out and sent over to yourself. And you can find them on YouTube, Facebook. Keeps Koi Haven.
Nice to know.
I do believe brother and sister pond build. That looks pretty damn nice, actually. Done a good job. I'm going to be careful. Just put that back down there. I'm not going to reach back over there. I nearly knocked one off grabbing that one then. But thank you very much for the coffee mug, and I will be giving you a shout out when I mention in a YouTube video when up and coming. I do have an up and coming video that I need to do, and I wanted to do, but it's going to be put on hold because the 12-month, it is on the 26th of this month, so we're 4 days off for the Grown Show. So for all those that are watching and those that haven't, i.e. Mr. Jeff Lees, I need a picture of your fish, I need a video of your fish, and I need a picture in the bowl so that I can get them all together and grouped up. We've just got 2 outstanding at present, which is yourself and another gentleman who's going to get it sorted out this weekend. If you can, Jeff, hopefully you're feeling a bit better, bud. And obviously, if you can't, mate, I'm more than happy, and I'll make the rest of the group wait till such time as you're fit enough and well enough, mate, to be popping outside and getting that info for us. But hope you're on men, bud. Hope you're feeling a lot better than what you were.
How many finished or grow on, Gaz?
8. 8. There's 1 or 2 that have dropped out for all other reasons, but there's been there's 19 fish. I have the 19th, but we're never in. So my fish has not really done a great deal, and the Benny hasn't. The Benny's all right, but the Sumi hasn't really come through much. But you can now see where it's going to be, but it's not done a great deal yet. Small pond, bad year, not much growing, cheap food. So hopefully this year, bigger pond, more feeding, getting a feeder on. Hopefully I'm going to get some growth into it. But I'm happy with it. It's one of those fish that I want to look at because I've got 2. I bought that that shower in the growing show to be a part of it, and I got another one just before it. One was from the growing show is a case. Oh, is that the right way? So KSI. Kaze, whichever, whatever. I knew I'd say it wrong. And then the other one is goddamn does. I can never remember the other name, the other breeder. Anyway, whichever. But the 2 of them are like light years apart. One of them looks.
Oh, Easter. Was it an Easter shower?
Easter shower, that's it. Yeah, the other's an Easter shower. And the Easter shower has done, thank you, Dave. Yeah, the Easter shower has done really well. It looks, and it's put on a bit of size, and its pattern on it looks cock on. There were a couple of areas where it looked like it dropped off a little bit for the first few months where it went in, but they've come up nice. Whereas the case shower hasn't really done anything, but if nothing else, it's a fish to learn from. So I'm going to keep hold of it just to see what it does pattern wise, just to see how it changes and see how it develops. But the other ones, yeah, there's either 8 or 9 that have died. We've got one which is the biggest one, and I know the gentleman probably won't mind me saying it. There's one that is the biggest by far. It's a 46 cm. It's the biggest fish out of them all, but the amount of colour that's dropped off that fish is unreal. I've still got the original pictures, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a video together with the original pictures and the finished picture of the fish, and then I'm going to get Alan, Mr. Tate, to pick us the winner. There was quite a few that were in heated, but there's only one that's come through to the end. I mean, Jeff's gone into heated now, his fish, but it wasn't initially in heated, so it's only had a few months in heated water. But a lot of the others that seemed to be doing real well got through to like 11 months, 10 months, 11 months, just shy of 12 months. They've all just gone, just nothing wrong. You know, fish look perfectly fine, no parasites, no signs of ulcers, infection or anything. Just come up, got it one morning, it's dead. All run up to winter. Mine's gone through far worse cold temps than most people's have, with no eating at all. But yeah, it's not done a great deal. Don't grow much at all, but yeah. That's
quite bad odds, though, isn't it? 50%.
Yeah. 8 out of the 19 mine 10 dead.
Yeah. Then I had one and had a bit of a pH crash, and that was the first to go. first fish to go in the PH crash.
Yeah, yours were first, and I think theirs was the second,
Yeah.
wasn't it? I think
The showers do seem pretty delicate.
A lot weaker, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. PH crash was, can't really blame the breeder for that one.
No, I can't remember. When it was the first fish to die on the PH, I lost about 6 fish, but that one just boom straight away.
But
Instantly.
you did have one or two others that you were a bit iffy about, Daz, that died a couple of months later, didn't you?
Yeah,
well?
they did.
That were involved in the same thing.
Yeah, they got pretty scorched with the PH. Steep learning
So
curve.
there's a couple of videos up and coming for the near future. Well, the very near.
We see it all the time with different varieties. You can have a pond of 100 fish, and there might be 10 goshki in there. And it goes cold. They get up, so they don't like it. And you can lose 10 fish, and every one will be a goshki, and the other fish will be right as rain. And you're like, just, if they're not heated when they're young, it's hard work.
Yeah.
And
just getting them through their first winter.
That first winter,
Yeah.
Andy's still in the naughty step.
I think that was probably the last.
You remember the
I've
video?
seen,
That's what it was, wasn't it? We were on naughty step because he missed some bits off a video. He might very well be.
Or he named the wrong winner, did he?
Yeah, it did. Something went wrong, didn't it, with video? And his missus pulled him on it, didn't she? And did give him a bit of a telling off and said, "You can sit there on naughty step now." Oh yeah, there's Chris Taylor says, "Congrats, guys, by the way, on your YouTube efforts. 350,000 views. My channel hit on the 19th of Feb. So we're up to 350,000 views on the channel now, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Well done. It's a fair old slog, isn't it?
Is that all content? Every view?
I think that's throughout. Yeah, every one click, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, a whole, the whole job lot. Whether somebody's watched the whole video, you've got to watch for a certain period of time for it to be registered as a view, and I think it's not more than 3 minutes or something like that. But yeah, that's 350,000 clicks. 300,000.
Your intro's got that covered, isn't it?
All of your life that you're never going to get back. But yeah, it's. And Melissa's just said there, congrats on the 1.75K. I wish I could have that. Uncle Rick knows. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Melissa should be in bed.
It's a long slog. It's not as easy as everybody thinks it's going to be fair. I think a lot of people walk in. I think if you find a niche that nobody else is doing and it's a popular thing and you go for it and you get that traffic or you get that one video that goes viral, you're done, you're sorted. But to hit that niche when there's so many other people that are in your same niche as you and you start after them, it's not as easy to come up through and gain the momentum and keep gaining subscribers. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but any of the other YouTubers that are out there, you must have seen how well, maybe you haven't, but for those that are interested in the stats of YouTube, you must have noticed that there's been a dramatic drop in the amount of views that you've been getting on your videos. Because I look at people's videos and think, wow, this channel used to get a lot like, 2K, 2.5K, 3K views. And on this particular video, on that video, of these last few months, so the run up to Christmas and just after, the views are a quarter of what people were getting. And I don't know if that's something to do with the algorithm changes in YouTube or whether that's something to do with, the time of year because it's miserable and crap and nobody's interested in koi right now. I don't know. But there's definitely a noticeable difference. Definitely.
I love the fact that they can be looked back on, like the kids can see, like even doing my pond, I remember digging the garden and the hardship and everything with piss and rain and just being able to go back and see where you were and see where you are now is just.
That's it, mate. That's the journey that I like out of it. And as I've said every week in, week out, month in, month out, getting together with your mates and doing some koi collective, doing a pond build, helping somebody with a project to come up to another project for another project to another one is something that we all have a laugh out of. And putting the video together of us doing it or being a part of it. And I know a lot of people send me messages turning around saying it's great to see you guys helping each other out. We do it because it's fun, because it's a good laugh and we have a good bit of banter while we're doing it. there are laughs and giggles in the videos, but there's a hell of a lot more of them. For example, when the last one at Vicky's, when we chopped all them trees down, my mobile phone flew 3 foot up in the air after just being demolished by a tree. All was fine, but the stand would just smashed to bits. But it was like, who did that? And everybody's going like, "You're on end of rope guiding it." That's good. It was my job to pull the tree where it should have gone, but too busy calling at the time to turn around and say, "Make sure you get this on." Boom, tree's gone. All went for a shit, flying around everywhere. But it's always a good laugh, just setting fire to the stuff in the garden. Yeah. Me and Paul were like little kids, like two pyromaniacs.
It always ends in a fire.
Put your hands over your ears, little man. With a jerry can full of fuel, just have that. Woof, boosh, big mushroom cloud. It was brilliant, man. We just did it again and again and again. Run out of fuel in the end, even nicked some of Daz's out of his jerry can for chainsaws. That stuff made a right black cloud.
Yeah, no, the reason I set up a channel is just to be, like, to be part, like, there's obviously not a big community over here, but I feel kind of part of the community over there, so.
Mate, as far as I'm concerned, you are. Well, I mean, anybody that jumps on a plane to fly over to come and look at fish, you're welcome anywhere we go, anytime. What we should do, mate, is if you ever come over, we should do, because as you're saying, there's not many places where you can go. You'll come over and have a long weekend, bring Mrs. over and stop somewhere local, and we'll meet up and we'll go around and we'll do some videos and go around some of the koi stores. You can see
my missus had to come.
These are all the koi you could have.
Oh, she hates them.
Did she really? I thought when the first time she came with you, the amount of fish tanks you got in your house and stuff. I thought
I've actually no fish tanks now for the first time in about 15 years. I have a pond and a grow on.
So you've had to get rid of all them to make the big one in the garden then?
So as you're saying there, I used to breed a lot of tropical, like I had a whole room dedicated to tropical fish. And
let me show you, for example, one second.
Start off breeding them and then start getting them in and selling them. It was just something I didn't decide. And it just got to the point where I was nearly like a second job.
Yeah.
I did it for 5-6 years. Everyone in Ireland probably know me as the guy who sold fish, the fish guy. That's where the guy came on the Facebook page. But yeah, no, I got rid of it. I sold all that up at the beginning of this year, and the whole room is now a child's playroom.
As he's saying, a few fish tanks. There's 21 that you can see here, but all these on the top of here are all tanks too.
They were when I used to breed big bettas. So you had to separate, when they get to a certain age, you had to separate the males out.
Yeah.
And it only had a few tanks. Like what's that?
Yeah.
That's 40 odd or so there. Plus the big pond, which we'll come back to afterwards. And then we've got another tank.
And that was in that room.
And another tank. And another tank. So yeah. Nobody could not accuse you of not being fish mad, mate. That is for sure.
Oh, when I got into the koi, it all changed. Like I just kind of lost interest in the tropical end of things and just got really into the koi. Like, because I always, it's different. You have a koi, it's kind of like a pet.
Yeah.
A tropical fish or that isn't a pet.
Yeah,
they're going to get used to
they
your
don't
koi.
respond to it same, do they?
No, my koi have names. It's that kind of way. But yeah, the only fish I had, which I would have considered an actual pet, I had an Embu puffer for a couple of years.
Yeah,
which was like a little.
Puffers do interact, don't they?
Yeah.
But that's obviously the pond build. If everybody's not familiar with Ross's channel, the koi guy, this is his new pond build that he's done. And I don't think you're going to be able to hear the.
Yeah,
can you hear that?
Finish that in September, and if I put another shovel in the ground, I'd be kicked out of the house, I was told.
It's nice.
But it's done. It's a cracking pond now, mate. In comparison to this, that's double the size of the last one you had in Middle Garden, isn't it?
More actually. Well, the other one was 1,500 gallons. This is about 4,000.
Nice.
Did you get all the flower beds, the raised up flower beds and everything? Because you said you were going to dig out everything that came out.
I did the whole back garden, yeah. Except the other pond is still standing, which I have to demolish.
And that got a cracked window as well.
Yeah, that's when I was in the middle of. I was a couple of months away from this pond being finished, and I went out one morning and there was a crack in the window, and I was like, "Oh my god, this pressure's going to blow out any minute." So I had to drop the water level down to a foot below the crack. And I was in a bit of a rush to do this then, but all the fish were in about that depth of water for about 4 months. So a lot of them were in a bad way when I first got them moved across, but they're all kind of getting sorted now.
Yeah.
And has the ventilation system that you put in cured your issue?
Nah, not really with the mold, because I'm not heating the. So I showed you all them tanks in my house. I didn't have one bit of mold or anything like that because I had the room heated to 26 degrees.
Yeah.
Never, but I'm heating the pond, so the pond is being heated in the filter house. So
yeah. Right, I'm going to give you a tip or something for you to try. A lot of people use bleach to get rid of mold. Most people use some form of a spray bleach.
Yeah.
Well, spray bleach bleaches the mold that feeds the fungus. So your next batch of mold comes back twice as bad. So try some white vinegar.
White vinegar.
White vinegar is supposed to kill the mold, and then you leave it 10, 15 minutes, and then go back and wipe it off. Try it, see if it works, mate.
Yeah, when the weather gets a bit better, I'll do it, and then I shouldn't really have. Yeah, that's the crack in it. I came out one day and it was.
Let's see if we can.
Crack in his window, look.
So, and the fish just looking at me, I was waiting for it to explode. Like, so I was like, I had to drain it right down to the bottom section there and move all the fish. The fish were just living in a foot of water. It was a nightmare.
God.
So you're under strict instructions then to get the old one demolished, leveled off, and a patio
or something there, yeah, and then never touch the garden again.
The only downside to be when you send a video, mate, I can't get the sound to come through.
Yeah. Now it's just basically walkthrough of it.
But you get the general gist. If anybody hasn't checked out his channel, please do so. If one of the admins could do me a huge favor and just post in Ross's The Koi Guys channel, and then if anybody's interested, they can go swing by and give him a bit of a thumbs up, a bit of a sub, and help him grow his channel a little bit. And you said on the video, because one of the sections is the front bit, which you were going to close off so you could fully shut it all off. Are you going to do that? Or are you going to do what you said, remove those front sections and just leave your jump guards there?
Yeah, so I covered where you see the polycarb at the side. I'm going to keep that there. It's more so I have a 3 and a 5-year-old, so it's just a bit of peace of mind really for them when they're over it. And the front section there, I was going to have polycarb doors just to open up and close during the winter.
So you can slide them on.
Yeah, we're kind of past it now, so I'll probably just leave the front open, just with take off them piece of wood and just leave the
timbers going down.
Yeah, and then just leave the jump guards on it.
That's pretty hopeful. We're past it now.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, didn't you? It's too late now. Sorry, it's going to snow like hell.
We didn't get it. I didn't get any snow or anything like that here now. Or
don't you get the stream coming down?
Some of the snow you got and that. I haven't seen snow here in a couple of years. Like,
bloody hell.
There's been frosty mornings and stuff, but no snow.
Yeah.
I think we've had your fair share.
Mad.
What's your water like, Ross? KH and such. Is it on the soft side?
No, it's only coming in about 3. So I add a lot of every time. So I only do clean out the easy pod and that on a Saturday, and I put a cup just into the grow on because the amount they're eating, just a cup of biocarb. And every so often when I'm passing the pond, I might just throw in a cup there just to keep it somewhat up. It's only up about 3, so but it's riddled in chlorine. The chlorine in the water here is just mad. Since COVID, it seems to have doubled. Like it's mad amount of chlorine. So in the pond, in the main pond, I have it's going through a big blue. But obviously, every so often, I might go down. There's a tap inside the filter house. I just turn that on, and that goes through the big blue in, and just leave it for a while, and then just turn it off when it gets to the overflow. So it's not a constant trickle. It's every maybe once a week I might turn it on for 2 hours just to bring back what was lost by the drum filter.
Yeah.
It's no constant trickle or anything like that. It's just turn on the tap whenever I'm out there. Just fill it up a bit by bit.
Yeah.
No worries, Jeff.
And the drum filter I have there, it's the crowd that make the Quinny Kai drum.
Oh yeah.
It's just obviously Quinny Kai rebranded. They're based in Netherlands, so obviously with Brexit and stuff, I couldn't be going there, so I had to go direct to them to get it because obviously Europe, because it's in Holland. So it's a great drum. Like it hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah.
So happy with it then. Happy with Pond.
Yeah.
Is that it?
There's always improvements.
Never.
You can't, can you? Because there's always something. You always think next season, I could just do this. If I'd have just done that, I might have been able to improve this and then a bit more tinkering. So a bit other than tinkering, that's your forever Pond.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be gone. Like I rushed the first one, but I don't know what to do with myself in the evenings now when I get home from work. Because for nearly a whole year, I was out there kind of doing bits and pieces on it. And
you got a 3 and a 5-year-old.
Yeah, but they're in bed at 7:30, and I'm a type person. I just have to keep going, you know.
There we go. There's what category? First question of the evening. What category? Oh, sorry. First one beforehand is from Jeff Lees. Is how is Mike Kajaka doing, Rick?
He's doing well, mate. If you answered your phone and emails, we could have it to you.
His mate has been badly for the last 2 weeks. He's been in bed.
That's fair enough. I've tried to get hold of him because it's been pretty mild.
He's had the serious case of the man flu, as all men know. That is worse than anything. He's been bad.
Yeah, you have my deepest sympathies, Jeff.
He certainly has. Hopefully you're feeling a bit better than what you were, though, mate. And the second question then is, what category do other koi tubers post their videos in? Pets and animals, personally myself, but it's something I've looked into about changing as well, because is it just pets and animals when you're doing other videos like how-tos, tips and info on how to do other things, how to make things or change things? I think it could be any category, but there's talk out there. If you do a bit of research into it, depending on the category, depends on what type of, again, if you're interested in it, what type of revenue you will make from your channel. Certain types of channels like how-tos make more revenue than what perhaps maybe vlogs would just do or whatever, and the more you look into it, it makes you think, should I give this a switch up and change it to a different category and put it into something different? But doing so, you don't know whether or not you're going to earn less or earn more. But if you're not bothered about the money wise, then it's worth flicking through a few of them and giving them different ones a try. It's something I wanted to do a bit more digging into, to be fair, ANC. But yeah, for me, I have mine in, I think it's pets and animals. I think it's classed as the category that I post mine in. Don't know about you, Rick. Do you even know which category you're in?
I didn't even know there was a category.
Well, there is. If you go when you're editing your videos, you put your videos together, and you get halfway down through the first page of the editing side of it, there's a section where you put in maybe links and tags and such, so that you can put in, ponds, Japanese koi, blah, 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 things that people might search for that would draw them to your channel. And then just shortly underneath there, you have other bits where you can put in like sections for timestamps. And then after the timestamps is a category. And the category is one made for children, adults or children. So you could choose that category. So it's for under, 12-year-olds or whichever, or above, or made just for adults. And then the other one underneath there then is category of choice that you aim for marketing your videos to.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. And the more you look into it, the more you fry your head with it, the more you think, I've tried all this, I've tried all that. But there are a lot of things that can affect your video. There's lots of people out there that go out there and put in hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag the other. I'll give you all a bit of a tip, and this one's for free. If you put more than 3 hashtags in, you ruin the fact that you've put hashtags in which are a search bracket, because the algorithm only recognizes 3. So the first 3 that you put in are aimed towards your channel for stuff like hashtag koi community, hashtag keep smiling, hashtag GKP, whatever you want to put in. The kind of ones that I put in are ones that are linked to the videos that I've already put out, that have already had thousands of views, which will draw other people back to watch your content again. And what you're trying to do is get people to come back to watch your channel again and again and again, time and time again. Hopefully then they become a subscriber and you get to push out more content to a wider audience. That's the idea of doing it all. If you put in 5 or 6 categories, which a lot of people do, then you confuse the algorithm and it doesn't recognize any of them, and it doesn't push any of them towards your targeted hashtags.
Are you listening, Les?
You taking notes?
Social media.
So only put in 3, and the 3 of your most best suited ones which you've had do better performance on better videos?
Hashtag Mohamed Salah. Hashtag Liverpool.
But yeah,
Sorted.
just a little bit of stuff like that you by watching other channels that help and do things like that. But the thumbnails, the main most important thing, which something I haven't got mastered yet. If your thumbnail's clicky and people look at it and click on it and watch your video, that's the first line. It's got to be catchy. It's got to look right. It's got to look.
Do you choose your thumbnail? Oh my god!
What do you mean? Do you just let it generate you one and click it?
Yeah, I have no idea, man.
Right.
It was at the
Make
start
your
of
own
the video.
thumbnail and try make it as. There are programs out there that you can get to do it with. Then this is going down a total different.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. But if you ever want a lesson, mate, join me in Discord, join me in wherever, and I'll talk you through it and give you a bit of a how-to. But for another chat.
Next time you come to the farm for the weekend, we'll have one day of YouTube tutorial, one day of
YouTube. You can teach me how to pick right fish, and then I'll show you how to do a few
upload a video.
Yeah.
You'll have to come as well so you can listen, because I'll have had a beer and
you
listen.
can remember as well. Yeah. That'll forgot. But yeah, that's what category I go for. Alan's asked there, Ricky, what is the black plastic you are using to line the pond before the liner in?
Proplex or something. It's just like the protective stuff you put down on floors when you're working in the house. Proplex.
Oh, like the corrugated cardboard, but in a plastic version.
Yeah. It just protects against the rough walls, because the walls are a bit rough, because I'm not very good at block laying and whatever. But it's more to stop. It's hard for we have so much trouble with mice and rats in some places, so it doesn't give them somewhere to get chewing at. Yeah. So you put it in, it just gives that. Yeah, we have a nightmare. Anywhere that's insulated with polystyrene, they want to get in there and chew it up and nest. And
they always chew a hole right at the bottom, don't they? It's sort of.
They're pretty good at going down the polystyrene to the bottom corner and then.
Yeah.
Nibble.
But your pond drains right down to that lowest point.
Yeah.
We got a question that we had in before that one then, which is a Yorkshire Koi. It says, what's the best treatment to protect your fish? Protect your fish from what? I don't know what's the best treatment to use to kill off bad beasties. Which bad beasties? Yeah.
It's a bit vague.
Went into a koi dealers and there's so many to choose from. Well, first of all, you want to know what bad beasties you're wanting to treat your fish for, which is the best start. And then when you walk into a koi dealers, you know what type of treatment you're going for to treat said parasite. So first line of defense, microscope, mate. So you know what bad beasties you're getting rid of. Once you've identified that, then it's the according or the best product that you can get for your pocket, because not everybody can afford to go out and get the most expensive, and hope that it works. A lot of products aren't as good as others, but it depends what you're going for, mate. But there isn't a product that you can put in your pond to protect your fish.
The trouble is the products themselves don't do many favors, do they?
No,
they list every parasite known to man on a bottle of malachite. It will kill everything. So, well, one dose of that, and I've treated my pond for everything.
Yeah.
In reality, it just doesn't. It's just nonsense. Yeah.
And it's unnecessary chemicals if you're just putting something in to protect your fish in the first place. It's if they ain't got no, why do you need to protect them?
Protect them from. Yeah.
No. Yeah. It was an old school thing as well, but people used to treat their pond with malachite formalin in the spring, just to.
Some people still do though, don't they? Some people.
Still it's one of those things. You might get lucky and treat something accidentally that needed treating. You might not. Yeah, it's one of those.
Agreeably, the first thing's got to be a microscope on it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have an expensive one. I mean, I know that people have took piss and had a laugh and a joke about it, but I quite literally have identified every form of parasite that's out there on nothing more than a 19 quid National Geographic cheapest chips microscope from Aldi. And it was literally, I needed one there and then. Everywhere else was shut. I thought I'd give it a go, and I found them straight away. But it's not the very best. And if you want to you want a decent one, there are other, alternative ones out there, but they have a price ticket that comes with them. So, choose wisely and but yeah, don't just treat willy-nilly, mate. Identify what it is that you're trying to find in first place, if anything. But tonics, if you want to treat your fish, you've got your clays and such like that, haven't you? You've got all those type of stuff that you can put in that boost immune systems and boost colours and help the fish's vitality and all the rest of it. If you was talking about something like that, yeah, I would say the vast majority of them that are on the shops, market shelves that you can buy all do a very good job if you're into that thing.
What's your stance on salt, Rick, on the farm?
We love it, mate. You can't live without it. To be fair, it's for getting young fish through the first winter is. You can't live with it. You just need it. And if you have any issues with sleeping sickness or any bacterial problems, So most of the vats will be at sort of 0.3% through the winter months and that'll be raised up if we need to. And also it always gets water changed back out. So it's just there. But yeah, you
can't go without it.
As a farm, you just can't live without it. There's just times where literally the best treatments you can get are salt and temperature. And temperature's a bit of a pain.
It's not controllable. Salt, I think, is one of the easiest things to get, and it can do so much as well. Like it's not so much. It's difficult. It's not so much a treatment as it helps the fish. So you're just helping them through an issue. So if you have got an outbreak of parasites, the salt generally will help balance the osmoregulatory system, and then you can still use the treatments to deal with the parasite, and it just helps no end. And it's no wonder you go to every farm in Japan, and everywhere you go, there's pallets of salt. And they don't do salt meters, I say, do they?
Probably not. You can, to be honest, you can taste it. But I wouldn't recommend doing it. But yeah, there's farms out in Japan that know the salt level by just tasting the water.
They wouldn't know what a salt meter is, I'd say, out there. It's just
it's one of those things. It's a lot of people put it in again for no reason. It shouldn't be in the pond all the time, but especially when you're dealing with large numbers of fish, heavy stock densities, stress fish when you're moving them about, young fish that have never seen certain conditions and cold temperatures. Yeah, it's invaluable.
Starting up a pond as well with the high nitrite is very good as well, isn't it?
It takes away the toxicity of nitrite. But again, so in an ideal world, you wouldn't go through that situation, but sometimes you do. Otherwise, you can go to bed now. We got something. He's been in Japan. Yeah. So they can't steal me there, mate.
Pack of Pokemon cards.
Oh.
There we go.
Worth bringing back from Japan, mate. Sod the fish. That. So what are you going to say?
Thank you.
You're a big Pokemon fan,
and this one as well looks mint. Look at this one.
Mint. That's a special one. Look at that, mate. Big thank you. Yes, all right. How's your bedtime as well?
I have just posted the link. Crafty's just sent me a message there to say there's no link. So I'm sorry. If anybody would like to jump on with us, there's plenty of room for as many more people. Feel free to follow that link. It's pinned to the top of the chat message up there if anyone wants to jump on. Follow the link.
Well, Crafty, how was the first experience in Japan?
Well, first and foremost, I look back at last week's episode, because I felt like I was underselling it looking at the
You look more bad than me.
Guys, I was literally just farted and rolled out of bed, thought, right, I need to get on that right quick. So if I didn't make a lot of sense, it's because I was still waking up. But Experience in Japan, a must for any koi hobbyist, is what I will come back with. If you can afford to do it, then do it. And if you can't afford to do it, save up so you can eventually get out there. That would be my advice, because you when you go over there, don't know what to expect. And when you see it, I've just seen it as well, Gus. You don't know what to expect. And when you get out there, it opens your eyes at every single level. Every single level, I learn so much when it comes to how the Japanese operate. So, from a retailer perspective, I learned shitloads, if I'm honest. The way the Japanese operate, how they grade. When I say how they operate, it's like they will sell you a fish, or if it's something that they don't want to sell, they will really overprice it. And then if you want to take it, you pay that price and they'll part with it, knowing that they've made a fucking bomb off of you, to be fair, But yeah, honest to God, words can't express the experience, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'd say it's going out to buy, like, as a hobby, it's going out to buy 1 or 2 fish, but doing what you had to do, like, you were obviously buying fish at all different levels.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that was stressful. Like, you wouldn't know where to start when you walk into any of them guy houses.
The hard thing for me was not buying.
Yeah.
You can get quite caught up. I ended up spending. So if you cast your mind back a couple of weeks, the boss was on there and he asked the question. Are you going to stay within budget? And I said, am I fuckers like? And I did. I actually spent about 60% over my budget.
Oof. But a lot of those fish, I know you bought like bulk deals and what have you for the shop. Did you get a lot of those for clientele as well as within that?
So, if I'm honest, Gaz, I pretty much, after
stopped your shop
4, I just fucking went, you know what? Trying to
fishing,
mate, to just the amount of time and effort and the time difference, it just posed so many problems. It's like, number one, you've got to find the fish that fits the price range. You've then got to photograph that fish. You've also got to have an agreement with that breeder that, you can photograph the fish, and then it's there's like, you have to have an agreement that you can offer the fish out. Right. In other words, you're committing to that fish, but you need to have a confirmation from your customer whether you're going to purchase it.
And the time difference being 6 a.m. when it's 7 p.m. here.
9 hours.
Yeah.
So they will put that fish on hold for 24 hours, which, for them is a big pain.
Oh, yeah. Big window, isn't it?
Because if other dealers come in to one of them buy that, they won't sell it. But then you'll go back and say, no, I don't want it. And for them, it's a bit of a piss about. So
yeah. So so as not to upset the people that you're getting to go view and have a look round, you've got to be a little bit careful about how you do it and go about it.
Yeah, I mean, the way that Ryan and Lee work together is really quite good, because Lee photographs what Ryan's up to and puts it on a daily update on YouTube, and then he then gets screenshots sent to him. So it's not offered up, but then what that does, it gives Ryan the idea of where he's got to go and how much your price points are, etc.
Yeah.
The other thing was, I would be able to get the fish that customers want, but I would potentially then have to buy another 7 fish from that dealer that I hadn't budgeted for in order to get that one fish back.
Yeah,
and at times
to get a box worth. Yeah.
Well, you have to, otherwise you put in another 500-600 quid onto the cost of that one fish just for that one shipping. So in order to make it work for everyone, it was make a box up, and sometimes, as much as this is probably hard for you to believe, I would struggle to put 8 fish of that level because you can't put different size fish into the boxes. So always got to be around the same sort of size. I would struggle to pick 8 fish, you know, for anyone that wanted a fish at 500 quid, for instance. There would be what was in that pond at the time. I could probably only pick 6, and then I'd reject the box because I want to get 8. You know, so and then I'm pissing the customer off at the same time because I'm not fulfilling his desire. So in the end, I just said, look, I'm not doing it at the moment. I want to get this trip under my belt, get that sorted, really work out what it is. So next time I go out, I believe I'll be a lot more efficient on how I can work it out because I was learning as I was going along as well. So
yeah. And when will the
Next
fish
time
arrive to you?
already? He's right.
29th they get into us.
29th. That'd be
There's
stressful.
some nice fish in there, mate. There was some very nice fish in there.
Yeah, mate, I was like a kid in a candy shop.
I would have been an all. I'm surprised you only went that much over budget. It's a good job you didn't send me with you. We'd have been buying all sorts. I'd have been like that. We'll have 10 of them. Thanks.
If we didn't have the golf course opening,
That's one for Dazzers.
with our cash flow at the minute, final payment for the golf course build is due out anytime. We've also put 6 units in the shop, and the final payment for that is due out anytime as well. So normally, without those overheads, I could have
You would have had a bit more grace, yeah.
And I didn't spend a couple of quid, mate. I spent a lot of money, so I could have easily doubled to quadrupled what it is I actually spent. The problem is though pond space. It's working all that in. So once you start getting, you know, your list starts to get quite healthy on what you've purchased, you've then got to cast your mind back to right. How many fish can I put in that pond to QT? How many ponds have I got? You know, I've got to move fish about to create space and things like that, you know. So that operation still happens after you've paid, after you've bought all your fish. You know, you start to then really work the magic back in the shop, you know, just to make
I've
sure.
been an head scratcher then, mate. So,
quite cryptic.
Quickly to go on to a quick question then, and I'm going to answer this on behalf of Crafter. What number one koi related item would you have on your Amazon wish list? Crafters would be a secretary to have done all the administration while you were out there. As a quick one, what would you have on your number one koi related item as an Amazon wish list?
It'd be an auto feeder.
Oh, damn you, man! You nick me wish list. That's the one thing I want to get for pond. Same as an auto feeder as well.
Me too.
That's if you does. Amazon's going to do well, aren't they? They're going to have a roaring trade. Auto feeders. Rick,
can we have access to all the treatments they use in Japan? That would be nice.
That would be nice.
It's on your wish list, so I guess it's a wish, isn't it? So. Don't necessarily mean you're going to get it anyway.
Yeah, there's so many.
So we went into Odukan, and he's sort of master surgeon, sort of doctor, sort of bloke was working his magic in there, mate. It's stuff that bloke can do was like, fuck, like split fins. There you go. Little bit of magic cream on there. It's like, what's that? You don't need to know about that. It's like, I'd really like to know what you've done there. You know, just some of the little mad chemicals they use is fucked up, man.
Yeah, they're not licensed.
Were they stitching them up? Yeah.
They had these mad tiny little needles that were like U-shape.
Yeah, a hook, like a hook-shaped one, yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, when they've been split right down to the
Right down to the radial.
Yeah. You know, just the care that they provide is just next level. In a majority, not all of them. I will say that. So certain breeders, you've got to look past. You've got to look past the way that it's presented on certain farms, because they run such a big operation with a minimal amount of staff. Things are going to look messy and old, and you know, not as clinical as what you'd find at Dionici or Olicam, for example, like a Fuji, like lives in a fucking shithole of a greenhouse, but his fish are absolutely banging. But around him, it's just fucking chaos. And when you've been to one place and then turn up there, it's like, oh, I'm not quite sure about this. But I know from experience his fish are fucking banging. And then when he lifts up the plastic inside his greenhouses, and then you see the quality of fish he's got floating around in there, you have to then go look at the fish, not what's going on here, because his fish were outstanding.
But there is a difference.
What was your favourite playhouse?
Imagine how much, like Dainichi's place, multiple £1 million investment in it. So the fish have got to pay that investment back.
Yeah.
Whereas a Fuji's fish, I'm still paying for the same facility was there when I was there 20 years ago, and it was there 20 years before that. So you're paying for the fish, not all the filters.
Not all the big fancy buildings and everything else around it.
It's not even that. When you see Dainichi, it is worlds apart from, like, I'll say a Fuji again because he's current, but a Fuji's high up in the mountains. He operates, he's about, I'd say late 40s, 50-ish, but he still lives with his mum and dad, and he has taken over that business from his mum and dad. So it's like literally them three, and like a Fuji himself, the big, like the founder, if you like, the original, he's an 85-year-old bloke. Like every Jap out there that's lived in the mountains, like, certainly couldn't stop a pig in an alley because their fucking legs all up and they all like walk like a question mark. Literally, it's like they're all fucked,
Too much time sat on bowls grading, isn't it?
That's what it is. Like, the legs go like this, goes right over, like, and that's how they walk. Charlie Chaplin on like a question mark. Like.
But you have to pay for that if you want to buy from a facility that has cost millions and costs. They got 20 staff. They've got all that gear. That costs money, and that business operates at a profit. Yeah. So you pay not just for the quality of fish, you pay on top, don't you? And that's just part and parcel, isn't it? That's why everyone's at the mountains looking for the secret.
Dainichi, I went up there twice. I can't recall seeing less than 10 staff members knocking about. And in every fish house he's got, it looks more like a warehouse rather than a fish house. In comparison, you haven't got polytunnels, you've got a big fucking structure. Absolutely next level for that sort of thing. And every single one of their fish trucks are numbered as well. And there was number 23 parked outside one of the, so straight away, they've got 23 trucks operating. And then when you poke your head inside the actual warehouse, they have whiteboards and like a corner dedicated to the operation inside that fish house. And every single pond is numbered with how much stock's in there. And then there's teams operating. And you can see them pulling up, photographing. Others are measuring up, others are there looking after the medication of the fish. You see all these little operation teams knocking about. And then when we went back into the office to buy some merch and whatnot, they've got a team of people on Max operating, and you can see them with all of the fish that are being automatically transferred from the fish house. And they're doing all their like deleting of the hands and stuff in order to get the right picture. Not photoshopping the picture, but just getting rid of the blemishes around the outside to make it a real nice looking picture, And you get to see all of this sort of operation knocking about. It's absolutely fucking unreal. So,
bit of an eye opener then, mate. This.
Yeah, but and that's what I mean. I was like, for me, it was first time going over there. It was that experience, but if I was a hobbyist, I would have lapped all that up even more. But because I was there on business, I was taking this in, but then trying to work out what's best for our business. trying to work the budget properly, making sure I've got the right selection, etc., etc., is a lot to take in. But done now. Purchased just about 1,592 pieces in total.
Just about 1,592.
Just about. That was a very precise just about that, wasn't it?
Here, guys, I'm going to have to shoot off, but no, I appreciate that, and I had a good time there. Great.
Thank you very much.
And I'll be in the comments, sorry.
Let me know if you've got it all planned or you've got any spare time and you can escape for a couple of days, and we'll see if we can get something sorted out, mate, for a lads group.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
like a banging idea.
To hire a coach, do a coach trip.
Yeah,
Remember that.
pick up different people on the way.
Do you fish, Ross?
See, beach, off the beach mainly.
Could you happily sit somewhere and not catch snow?
Oh, in Rick's. You don't mind when you have a few beers. It's
Exactly.
all the same, isn't it?
Let's see what we can get sorted for later on in season, then, mate.
Absolutely.
How many
Take
people
care,
in?
lads. Bye-bye.
Present
Before you go,
us, Ross. Thank you very much, mate.
All
how
right.
many people are in
what?
in today watching at the minute?
120.
There's 5 of us, Crafty. You can count.
118 now. I'm dropping. I'm rising. I'm dropping. It's the red cross at the bottom.
Found it.
I recognise that look. I see Rick's face do that every week.
Go big screen, Gaz.
Go big screen here. Let's bang about. Solo layout.
He's got a naked picture of himself.
Oh,
Again.
not again.
With a slightly better pout. 2024.
Oh, very
Original
nice.
Dainichi Nishikigo.
Power
There you
Rangers.
go. Is that a full-on calendar?
Power
This
Rangers.
this is a limited edition calendar from Dainichi.
And he likes the Power Rangers.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Oh, yes.
126.
Giving it to the first person that says dibs.
Dibs. Oh, shit. You already technically said it.
I'm going to show it because I want to try and keep it quite pristine. What I'd like to do, though, is put it up to auction.
Put it for an auction?
Yeah, starting at £10, which covers the postage packaging.
There we go. Right. Quick auction. Hang about. Let me put you. Hang about. Let's pop you back out of Exit Solo. There we go. So Crafty wants to do a nice little auction on a little bit of limited edition calendar from Dainichi. Starting bid at 10 quid to cover the postage. See what it gets up to. ANC 20 quid.
Blimey.
Whoosh.
Well,
Do you know?
They
50
are.
bob.
I'll tell you what. I'll put it. Why they're bidding up? Have a look.
Chris is there at 30 quid. Koi water plants and rants at 35. Look at that. Nice fish there, man.
Don't get
Chris
the fish.
Taylor,
though,
45.
You ain't going to get these in the UK anywhere else. I guarantee
There
you
you
that.
go. Limited edition. 45 quid for Chris Taylor.
We've got plenty of yellow monkeys in the shop as well. And,
Yeah, I've seen some of them, mate. God damn, some of them were really good.
and being at Dainichi, he hasn't got fuck all of them for sale this year either because they failed.
Right, I got some
Chris
backups.
It's with Mr. Chris Taylor at 45 quid so far.
How many are these?
Any more for any more on the 45? Going once with Mr. Chris Taylor. Are we going twice at 45?
And you get Power Rangers on the front, which is
There we go.
part of the reason why it's a limited edition.
I'm glad Ezra's gone to bed, mate, because if
Yeah,
you
because that would have been costing Rick 55 quid about price.
Dad,
You should be getting your hand in your pocket, lad. What's
No
that, 50
chance.
quid? 50 quid, Rick?
never.
Still with
dreams
Mr. Chris
come true.
Taylor. 45 quid. Crafty, you have to
45
let it go for 45.
What, you're calling it, mate. It's up to you.
Well, we've gone twice at 45. Any advance on 45? If there's no more advance, by the time this goes to
One
2044,
more pound.
There you go. One more time. Who wants to go up by a quid? Anybody want to go up by a quid?
Well, that's what I thought, Si, as well. Tight as
Not buying it
arseholes.
for his boy. There you go, Simon. That's what I thought too, mate. There we go. So to Mr. Chris Taylor for 45 quid.
Well done, mate.
You've
Chris,
got his details, mate, already. Congrats,
yeah,
Chris.
He needs to send it over. Send me a personal message. I'll send him my bank details and I'll send it over to him.
Crafty, if there was one farm, right? You only have one farm and you got to supply your shop. Who would have it been?
Fuck me, mate. That is a question.
Yeah.
That's why I asked it.
You've put in a very good one after it now. Well, I'll do that one straight after the next one. We've got a few topics to talk about too. So,
If I can split between Go Sankey and non-Go Sankey,
You can't split.
some breeders like
One farm.
fuck, man. There's two that come to mind.
yeah, but you got to pick between the two of them.
But the reason why there's two is because one's Go Sankey and the other is mainly Go Sankey.
So pick a farm that does both.
No, because
No.
I wouldn't. Because if I had my way, I'd bring both of them two in as solely.
As in to solely supply your shop.
Yeah. Right. So NND, it'd be NND for for me, the top breeder or out there was NND. I just loved everything that they showed me when I was over there. But if I was to go less sort of big operation, I'd go with Aoki every day of the week. Absolutely banging fish there, man. But again, no Go Sankey inside there, you know, which is why I would bring them two together, because I think
I asked one breeder, didn't I? You got
NND would take it,
NND
mate.
then. NND it is.
Fish.
and that's cheating because that's free breeders.
No, it's not. It's one operation, isn't it? but that's also quite clever, isn't it? You go NND because you got three breeders working in the same operation, you know.
Crafty.
You got it right. You pinned
His name, Riley.
Yeah.
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 Aoki,
Right,
though, fuck me, man. Next level in other varieties.
This will give you something to think about.
Yeah, Goshkis there, mate, that were pitch black with the red spots. Oh, mate, no other breeder had fish at that level in Japan. The Sumi was just so far back in advancement in comparison. It was unreal. Really unreal. You know?
Different level. You never see him as big fish anywhere, do you?
No.
I can see plenty in his shop, mate.
Well, I said his shop.
Like that. Aoki, how much are these? Tatagoi. Fuck your Tatagoi. How much are these, boy? Tatagoi. No sale. I was like, yeah, you fucker.
He got on well, didn't he?
Oh, no, mate, I was that blunt with them all. They all enjoy that, actually. Except more the older sort of guys, you have to be a little bit more traditional with. The younger sort of like you can be as upfront as I normally am with people, and they quite respect that. Actually, break that ice and just this is me. This is how I operate. They know me. I'm not fucking tiptoeing about, you know. And I've got some
After
good
he's been there and just shown that, then everything else.
Yeah, I
is
mean, anything from that point in then is. What's that? How's that pronounced? Aoki?
Aoki.
Different level, but bloody expensive.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. But you pay for your quality. Look at Dainichi. I don't think there's anyone better at non-Go Sankey fish than Aoki from what I've seen, you know, in the main, if I'm honest. I'm just going to make a brew.
All right. Well, just pin your ears back for the question. You can have a think about it while you're doing it. Right. Question from New Forest Koi. This is for everybody in the audience as well. This is pretty good. This like this, mate. If they cost the same, would you A, buy a jumbo koi, 90 cm, that's okay quality, buy a 70 cm koi at slightly higher quality, which is B, C, a top level 50 cm koi, or D, the breeder's best Tatigoi Tosai? If they were all the same price, which would you go for? Questions, that's to everybody. So A would be to buy a jumbo koi, a jumbo 90 cm koi, that's okay quality. B, buy a 70 cm koi, that's slightly higher quality. C, a top level 50 cm koi, or D, the breeder's best Tatigoi Tosai? Which would you go for?
I'd go for the 50 cm koi, I think.
There's no right answer, is there? I don't know.
Do you know, Daz, I think I would go with the C and go for a top level 50 cm koi, because you've already gone through that growth stage. You've got a nice fish, and at the end of it, you're always going to have something good to look at.
Yeah.
There we go.
So what we got coming up in here? We've got DQ koi that says D. George Murdoch says D. Humber koi, going with the same as me and you, Daz, with the 50. Oh, we lost Daz. Going with the 50 cm. Alan Tate's gone with the C as well. Hey, there we go. Tony Barker with a C. Dino, 90 cm. Wow. Simon Shears says C. Dog says C. Rick's Koi Pond says C. Laughing faces from ANC. And Paul Hitchinson says C.
Pretty unanimous, mate.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, a lot of people. D. We've gone D for David. David's gone for a D. The only one that's gone for a Tosai, which would be to me, would be a gamble fish, because it could all drop off. Might not grow to 50 cm. Who knows? Mike's gone with a C. Koi Water Ponds and Rants, 50 cm. Don't see the point of Tatigoi. C. Sharpie's gone with the 50 cm, which is a C. And again, Chris with the C. Dino's defo an A. I mean, you don't get me wrong, Dino. I could that massive big 90 cm pond, 90 cm fish that's of an okay quality. It would be one hell of a good fish to look at, just purely because it's of immense size. So I mean, yeah, I could go with that too. Carlos, Skeggy has a 90 cm, so he'd choose D, maybe.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Unanimous is a C, a top level 50 cm koi. I mean, yeah, because that fish could become potentially even more, could grow to 90 cm, and you're not having to worry about those first 2 to 3 years while it's got to 50 cm, where its potential could have dropped off.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I like that one, man.
I didn't expect that, to be fair.
What did you think?
But to be fair, the chance of growing a fish to 90 cm is pretty much zero. So,
yeah,
the reality is, if you want big fish, you'd have to go for the big fish, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Dino said there, a 90 cm of an okay quality is boss, which it is, man. You're right, it is. You could have an effectively good-looking, I mean, okay quality. If you turn around and say most people's fish at 90 cm is still looking okay, that's a damn good-looking fish, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's got to be. Just because if it's a men's size, it would be at 90 cm.
But C's won that absolutely hands down, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, smashed it. To me, for me, my choice for going for the C, for the 50 cm is in a small pond keeper's pond. That's one hell of a nice fish.
It is, and it's a reasonably good size. It's reasonably big.
A good size fish, 50 cm, and you could watch it grow a bit more, bit by bit. Slower growth on my pond, like but year after year, and then enjoy a established fish.
Yeah.
Mine would be D.
There's more for D's.
There's always one, isn't there?
Yeah, more C, but there's one. You're only the one of 2 people that went with D.
They're free for D's.
Was it free?
Only because, for me, I would like to see where that fish goes to. That's how I like to keep koi. My potential. Yeah. Personally, I like to buy small, watch them grow big. So for me, I'd like to go for the number 1 Tatigoi in that shop. And this blue badge here, Yamaguchi, I've seen his number 1 Sankey Tozai, and absolutely fucking blew my mind.
Yeah.
blew my mind. It's the best tozai I have ever seen.
To see quality.
Will it
like
be the
that.
best 90 centimetre fish in 6 years' time?
The parents say it comes from, though, Rick. No, I mean, he's up against the likes of Dainichi, but up and coming. You know, he's
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the amount of fish that look amazing at a certain point very rarely look that amazing later on. They
I watched
just
a recent video from Dainichi where they're pushing Sansai fish that are already hitting 90 odd cm, and they're hoping to push them to 110 to 120.
not
But
very
3-year-old fish man hitting 90.
There was a saragoi. There was a saragoi in Dainichi's pond that was 98 cm, and it blows your mind. The camera never picks up the volume of the fish. You sort of see them floating about, but it's very hard to gauge the size because there's nothing else to gauge it to other than that fish swimming around in the pond. But Odakan, he's got an achiever that's 110 centimeters. It was like a whale floating around in this huge great thing.
The crazy looking size fish out there, them sizes.
Yeah.
Mental, mate.
Quick question there we've been asked. 35 cm koi started spitting out medium Sakai Ikari. Should I try a smaller pellet?
I'd be scraping.
Yeah. Water qualities and everything else all right?
You're more expert than me, mate.
Well, yeah, if they're spitting out food that it was eating, it's probably something that's not right.
Yeah.
But different reasons you try.
Are you heated? Is it cold water and fish perhaps maybe not as hungry as what you think it is? I'd be thinking gill flukes if your koi are spitting food. There you go, from koi water plants and rams.
It could be any parasite, Gus.
Yeah.
If you know.
Now, to be fair, I've never seen mass. The only time you ever do it is when you've seen them rush up and take absolutely shitloads in. And then they go down a little bit and they might lose the odd 1 or 2 pellets and then they'll rush back up for it as if it's like sneaked out of its mouth and it didn't mean to do. But I've never ever seen my koi really spitting food out.
Yeah, I have with wheat jam. They rush out.
Yeah, I tried that shit the other week. Mate, that tub's now, it's gone. It's in bed.
If they get out of the pond onto the side, they would.
So it's heated. So he's just said, water's okay. And yes, heated. But mine just completely ignored it, mate. 3/4 of an hour on top of the pond. And I just thought, get rid. Threw some of my normal food on, bang, straight on it, straight away. So they're not into that.
If the fish has been feeding well and they start spitting all the food, the feeding is a natural reaction. They're used to coming up to eat it, but they actually don't want it. So they take it and then spit it. And yeah, that normally indicates that there's something going on. So yeah.
He says, I'll scrape tomorrow. Nice one, mate. Hope everything's okay, bud. I did get a question up here earlier on that I did think was quite an interesting question, to be fair. Claude put in, anyone walked out of a UK dealer's shocked at mess? Yes.
Yes.
A few places.
Yes.
Yes, mate, I have.
I'd say probably off.
Yeah, well, the classes dealers, yeah. Dealers, yeah. I have done, mate, yeah. Have you, guys? Have you ever walked out of anywhere, Crafty, and thought, I won't purchase from here or I won't buy from here and this place is a mess?
Not so much.
Not so well. Whether you think mess, whether you think
the condition of the water and the fish.
Yeah,
so seeing fucking heartbeat deads is unacceptable in any pond.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, we've been to some places, me and Daz, and with a few of us in days gone by, where we've gone in there and thought, down.
A dead can happen at any point during the day.
Yeah.
So,
but when you walk into a place, you see this dead fish half chewed on, big old monsters,
or they're sat on the bottom with fucking fungus over them.
Yeah.
No, it's a fucking no-go.
And I'll be honest, at times I have been polite and just said nothing, and other times I've said something and didn't go down so well.
Yeah, maybe said a bit too much.
Yeah.
So, NND, absolutely amazing place. So,
we've gone back to a different question.
No, it's all right.
No.
The answer was that you guys think check water's okay, heated, and he's going to do a scrape and check tomorrow. So that's
Perfect.
pointing him in a good direction.
There we go.
Kraft has gone back to his daydream in Japan. He's not come home with it.
He's still lagged, isn't it? Still jet lagged.
Oh, mate, I woke up at 6 this morning. I thought, yeah, cushy beans. 1 o'clock come, crash like fuck, mate. Slept all the way through till after 7. Yeah. So, been working hard with my supplier, and originally, I was getting some NND DK Shiro lineage, Shiro through Koi Wholesale.
Bigger.
Obviously, being able to go to Japan myself, sourced them myself, so reduced down to 50 pieces from an unpicked pond. And I actually sat with one of the NND breeders, and he spent most of the afternoon with me picking these out, some Sankey and Go Sankey, which then opened the doors to some rather special Tancho and Tancho Sankeys that were limited to 10 pieces, and you weren't even allowed to pull them out of the pond to photograph.
Dibs.
So these fish that you can see on screen, guys, are our event fish. That is going to happen in April.
Do I win one of them for Micah Harkin? It's going to be
This is your exchange fish, Rick. You should be dibsing first, mate. I hope I did.
Right, so those people that were part of it that's in the broadcast now, there was prizes available for best growth, etc., which included a free growing, like a free event fish for the next time round. Okay. People will look at these and they will think, oh my God, it's like they're not pretty Sankey, you know. Truth is that the reason for a growing show is to actually watch them grow and see how they develop. And nothing better to do that than with a Shiro Atsuri, because not all the beauty is at toes eye level. It is one of those fish that actually naturally progress into something better, you know. So although they may not look quite appealing on here, I can guarantee you that speaking to the breeder, he give me a lot of tips of what to look for with regard to how refined the sumi is. If the sumi is right up in some of the finished fish, you're looking for the sashi in the fish to make sure that sumi, if it was to drop off, is still deep under the skin to come back again, or redefine, tighten up with more still to come, etc. So like I said, I learnt lots, and I've been passing this knowledge over to you guys. They're NND. So those people that don't know, DK stands for Donald Kerr. So he presented fish from Omasako that were exceptional sort of quality, and then worked on a breeding program with NND to then produce high-end fish. Now, the reason why I wanted these fish is I've got 2 in my own personal pond, which I purchased year before last. Paid bloody good money for them as well, and they are now progressed into fucking exceptional good fish. And you know, I think that for the price point that these will go at, which I am not 100% on at the moment because I need to see the final shipping bills, but what I've ballpark figured, it's going to be around £175, but that is not concrete. I want to just put a disclaimer: that is not the price yet. It may be less, it may be a little bit more, but £175 for an NND, what I would say category, because they come from an unpicked pond, is, you know, next level, you know, and one that's worth. But we've only got 50 pieces available. You know, not 170 like I had in the last event. So keep your eyes peeled on the webpage or my Facebook, etc. And details, no doubt, will go through Gaz's page as well of when they become ready for purchase. So
Right.
Very nice.
Not the most inviting bowl to the eye. If you see individual pieces there, you know, Alan, you're looking at them, mate, and everyone knows that you're the master at Shiro. And that, what are you seeing? Tell us what you think, mate. Good bowl. He ain't going to disagree, is he?
No, they look all right. Well, I can't. When are they judging the Kahakus anyway?
Yeah, well, that's literally Aaron's just asked
I've
the
got to
same
work
question.
with I've got to work with Alan to find a date that's suitable for him, and then I'll email out to everyone that purchased as soon as I've got that date from him.
I'm going to say it was summer, wasn't it? 6-week holidays.
It was hot.
The event?
About July
The event.
time.
No, the event's going to be end of April.
End of April. No, this event's going to be end of April.
This event will be the end of
Yeah,
April.
when does the last event end? Can you
The
remember?
Kahaku.
The Kahaku one.
Oh, any time, like just before, it's got to be before this because we've got to judge a winner to get free fish.
Right,
Of
sweet.
course, yeah.
Mine looks exactly the same, mate. If the event was to make it look the same, I've done it.
I'm actually looking at mine over there, mate. I'm quite happy with it. Well, I'm very happy with it.
I am. I'm
It's
happy with
nice
mine.
looking fish. I'm happy with it.
It's alive and kicking, mate. That is.
It's done some growing, not a great deal of growing, but I like it. It looks nice. It's a nice fish, and I'll tell you something. It's a nice piece in the pond.
As your Benny plate deepened at all, Gaz?
Yeah, it has, mate. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, mine has.
And that's a lesson I want to. So many people turned down those Momotaro Jumbo Tozai last year because they was too orange. You know, it's like this young Benny. You need to pump some colour food into it as that layers get added and that colour food really brings out the Benny plate. They will deepen up. You know?
Tony says his crackle looks better, but it's not grown much. Might say, mate. I think mine might have put on maybe 5, maybe 6, 7 cm since I got it.
That's
But
not bad though, Gaz.
it's not. It's certainly got more body to it. It's filled out a little bit and all. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, I like
But
mine.
yeah,
I'm more than happy.
Aaron says the Benny is very good. Mine's popping, mate. It's a lot more. So I could tell the difference with the one that Jeff gave me. The Benny on that man, because it had been feeding colour, that were red, and I thought, Jesus Christ, man, that makes everything else in my pond that was red look a lot less so. But me not feeding colour, it's dropped off a little bit, which made me think, hang about, mine looks quite vibrant now. So I'm lost a little bit on the other one, but I thought that one perhaps was a little bit too red.
By the way, exclusive. Lee Hadfield is part of this grow and show.
No, because he always picks the best one, man. You should ban him.
No. There's a twist. There's a twist. So
yeah, he's got to pick us.
One of my mates. Out in Japan, we sat down. We bumped into each other. We sat down. I showed him what I bought and whatnot. He's obviously building a grow-on facility at the moment, right, for his own pleasure. He's agreed to do the grow and show with us, but run a sideline.
Tamasaba.
No, a sideline competition where it's literally going to be called Challenge Tafaguchi, right? Because he loves it. So he is going to be picking 2 fish, and then everyone else in the grow and show is not only against each other, but they will be challenged up against Lee for growing and also conditioning. So it's going to be quite a nice one to work a lot, or like have involvement in Lee's channel, because I think most people would agree that his content's excellent, and you know,
That's me,
being part of his channel is brilliant, you know. But that's why you do quality and growth, mate. Because unheated ponds.
He can put some size on fish, can't he? He put some quality into them as well.
So why does he get 2 fish?
Because he's paying top dollar for fucking 2 fish, mate. He ain't paying what everyone else is paying. I fucking promise you that.
So he gets to pick first.
No, he gets to pick at the same time as everybody else.
Ah, cheeky.
I've already dibs mine anyway. It's that one.
But there's
that one, the black and white one.
Yeah, the black and white one. I'll have that one, please. Now, is it right when you pick a young one then to pick one with less development, so the more development comes from the future, rather than an overdeveloped one while it's at that size already?
Not necessarily.
Why would you call it overdeveloped?
Yeah. More developed, you mean? More finished, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. More finished. That would be the better choice of word.
Yeah, but a lot of them will hold their patterns, and some will develop patterns, and some of them you put in the tank will end up almost plain white, and then the patterns come back.
Yeah.
They're a nightmare. They're good. They're nice, but they are the best one in there. It would be hard to pick from that, realistically. You can pick the body. The body's key in it with shit.
Yeah. Got to go with your body. Got to go for skin luster, and the pattern's the last thing, isn't it? There we go. That's how I pick them.
But you've also got to
Mr. Tate leaning over your shoulder going, that one goes. That one there goes.
You've also got to have an eye for the little details as well, which is like how the development will fairly well. It's an omasako fish, so the sumi is gonna develop and develop well.
Good size, Dad. Big mouth. You want it to grow.
Structure.
You've got to have a big mouth.
Structure.
So you've all got your ideas, so you can pick your fish, haven't you?
Yeah.
Mate, Rick's like that. I ain't telling you any fucking secrets.
There we go. Alan says, no easy answer, Gaz. It's down to the bloodline. So, yes, yeah, every bloodline is going to be different. Are we doing heated versus unheated on those shoe rings?
Yeah, of course.
Is that the case still on the Kahaku as well, then?
Yeah.
Regardless of it, I will say this much, Crafter. Regardless whether one way or the other, if I won or lost, I haven't lost because I've got what I would consider a real nice Kahaku out, and I'm well happy with it.
And you got it well cheap because your little card thing was like 100 quid or whatever, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
Did you have 100 quid of gas?
I did, mate, yeah.
Fucking hell.
I got a free dinner.
6.
I got mine for a bargain.
By the way.
Daz got a good lunch, though. Didn't you, Daz?
One thing.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I'm well happy with mine too, Crafty.
Yeah.
Cracking fish.
We were only talking about, I mean, I don't want to say Aaron, but I know he's going to do it, but he got, Aaron was saying he's got his and another fish, and the three between each other, that one's by far the better in the belly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to drop an episode in that bowl, Crafty? Because them fish are looking a bit distressed.
Well, they're on a while now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Did you see the Tanto Sankey that I bought?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you see it, Rick?
I did, yeah.
What did you think?
It's nice, mate. It's nice, isn't it? They don't do it for me. I hate all Tanchos. I don't hate them. That's not fair.
I must admit, they don't float my boat.
There's too much, a little bit of Benny issue, and then you've got a fish that's not so good. But
there's a lot can go wrong with it.
That's a pretty amazing example. And if you want to buy, that is exactly what you want in it for a good one,
mate. My ass fell out when he pulled that out and put it in the bowl.
He probably saw that and he was like,
We've got him.
To be fair,
you have to have a fucking poker face in Japan. Fuck me, you have a poker face.
Your ass fell out. You obviously gave it well away.
Probably when I see that, mate, it may have just happened on that fish, but for the price I paid for it, it was worth every penny. If I'm honest, it was where it. If in fact,
is that your personal?
Expecting no. It's an Azakari fish bought as part of the deal, as per the dealers what he was offering. This fish was up with Azakari, and they choose the fish they want to keep, you know. And if I'd have said I don't want Azakari, the chances were he weren't going to sell it to me, you know. So
fair play, because if a customer wanted that from me, no chance. But not with a Tancho, mate, because that's coming out as a Becco and not having that.
Oh, mate, I don't think it. I don't think it would, mate.
No. Honestly, it is quality. It is a beautiful, beautiful fish.
Fucking the sumi in it, mate, was fucking jet black, and you could see the amount of sashi around each spot, and I was like, oh my fucking god, the potential in this fish is huge. You know, so that was my biggest purchase while I was there.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But it's available. Have a look on my Facebook page. It's available if you want to fish with Azakari. You know that the Azakari fee is not built into the price. So, you know, that's one thing I don't do.
Does that change? It must change on age of fish, isn't it?
What, the Azakari fee?
Yeah. Is it normally Toso is like say 300 quid, but Niso must be 700-800 quid.
Yeah, 650 quid Azakari fee for me.
That was a bloody good guess, wasn't it? Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm only going roughly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mental, isn't it? We don't sell our fish for that. And that's just that's not even the fish.
But
the
when you see the results of the Azakari fish that come back, you know, if we get 10 centimeter growth on that, then that's brilliant. But the body, you just know you're going to get the volume in the body from an Azakari fish.
Yeah,
and that fish,
I'm just saying, it's just a mad thing, isn't it?
So once that fish was sold, it went into their premium pond. So they've got a pond where they obviously, when they split the fish, they put them into different ponds in the facility. And from my understanding, it's where these fish will go to different mud ponds. So they will grade their fish to go to what they believe are their better mud ponds. You know, so and it actually went into the premium pond where there was about 20 fish in total, and that was all fucking mega in there. You know, that's part of the, when I put all the video and the video together and the photographs, etc., on the page as part of the marketing, you will see where it goes. And yeah, fucking mad. I'm looking forward to the outcome of that one, to be honest.
We all are now.
Yeah. Got a couple of more topics and questions then. We're going to swing by. Jigs' Mountain View Koi Pond has asked, has anyone ever tried them clay pebbles in a shower filter? If so, what was the outcome? Now, I thought perhaps you might have done, Rick, but I haven't, and I don't know if Daz has. But has anybody ever tried? Has there any of the guys in the comments ever tried them? And if so, what was your outcome? What did you think to them?
I think a lot of people get confused. Those balls we use, they like the clay pebbles you get like for decorative stuff.
Yeah,
they're
like ceramic clay pebbles that are hard and they don't break down over a period.
Yeah,
the stuff we use is like a porous, rock hard, almost like lava. Whereas the clay pebbles they're different. I don't know how they'd work.
Because I think the clay ones are fired, aren't they? So
yeah,
I don't know how.
If they're fired enough to keep the hole size is so small that they'll block so easy.
Yeah.
Whether they become like impenetrable.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought they'd be porous enough.
Chris says yes, shite. Need a lorry load for a difference.
Fair enough.
Not something I've ever used. I don't have a shower. I didn't have one for long enough to even make a difference, and it was shite anyway, so that went back. But yeah, sorry, Jigs. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe some other people might say in the comments.
What I will say, Gaz, while we're on that clay, Dionici, mate, when I went there on the second time, mate, clay in his ponds.
He added clay in his ponds.
Yeah, because I walked in and I was like, what's gone wrong with these ponds here? Because the water clarity was fucking shocking. It was like,
he brought clay from us, mate.
Clay.
New Forest clay.
New Forest clay, mate.
You've been shipping it down each year.
You know, that's just proof if they're putting it in their ponds, right? It's worth putting in your pond.
Yeah.
Right. So anyone ever tried clay? Right. If you haven't, use it.
Yeah.
Quick one from Claude then. Any advice for pond lights? As in
Could you,
internal pond lights or above pond lights?
Yeah,
or...
elaborate what you're using your pond lights for.
Probably the Oasis ones in the pond, don't they? Is that what? Not, I suppose other companies do them.
Yeah, Oasis are exceptionally good.
I'm not marketing for them. I didn't mean.
I've added in the pond at the golf course. I have added Oasis underwater lights. The units that come, they're fucking.
When's that opening, Crafty? I need to know. Well, I don't need to know. I'd like to know.
Need to know. I need to know.
If you stay behind, Rick, everyone in the room.
Oh, mate, you missed out last week. I'll tell you. when you stay behind, make sure you stay behind. I'll tell you about it.
I had to get to bed, mate. I was 10 points in.
Wait, let's just say Rick had a couple of beers last week. Just a few. And he said to us, it's like this. He's going, I shit you not. I'm talking about every time that Rick comes to leave the show, when we finish, we've had a little natter. I've always said to him, it's the red X at the bottom, and he's, what red X? And last week was exceptionally brilliant because he turned around and he said to us, right, what are you always meaning about this red X? What red X? And I said, it's at the bottom of your screen, mate. It's the red. And I showed him by getting my phone and going, that, like, say, mate, like that. And he said, oh, right. I don't have that on my screen. So he gets his mobile phone and he records it with his mobile and he goes like this. And then he starts talking about something else and then goes, it's not there. What's not there?
It's not there.
What I just recorded. Do you mean it's not there? It's got to be there. It's the last thing you recorded. No. Last thing I got, last picture in my list is this. And he showed this picture of this totally random looking fish. And then another picture of a total random looking fish. He says, I get tons of this shite every week. I've got no idea where it comes from, who sent it, where it's from. And he's going on and on and on. And then he goes like this. He sits there for a minute, quiet for a few seconds. He goes, what were I fucking doing? I've no idea what the hell he'd been doing. He was sat there, totally blagged himself. And he says, why are you sending me messages? I can't send you messages. I said, yeah, I've got this here. All these messages from like days before, pictures coming through. Yeah, you were funny last week, mate. You had me giggling. You had my face aching. We're laughing at you by the end of the night.
It's one of them days, wasn't it?
Oh,
they were on holiday. I was a free man.
Yeah. Showed us his sandwich that he had for his tea and everything. You were well proud of it.
They were good though, weren't they?
I'm surprised you can remember any of it, Rick.
But the fact that she nicked the mayonnaise and took on a holiday with her is a shocker.
Yeah, I made you sandwich and mayo. Sorry, that was slightly off topic, but I wish that lot was still aired because that'd have been fun. Everybody would have had a good laugh at that.
I think the golf course will open the second weekend of March.
Cool. Second weekend of March.
That's come round fast.
What's that?
You have a look at what I've just sent you guys. So yesterday, while I was flying back from Japan, I was filling the well, we got two different ponds there, but I was filling the pond for the water.
Can we show this?
Yes. Yeah.
I hope your bottom drains ain't leaking like mine, mate.
No, they're not. So just as I was about to leave, the koi pond's half done. So that's the turn on for the waterfall.
That's a nice blade, that is.
Mega, isn't it? I feel like I'm off to Orlando or somewhere.
And that sounds exceptionally loud as well.
Have you stood underneath it yet, Crafty? Like Tarzan?
We're gonna hire some actors.
Some babes in bikinis, you were going to say.
Quick question for everybody whilst they might be looking there. Topless or bottomless?
That's looking smart.
Sorry
though,
to distract you from the actual.
So that thing coming across is a raft where you can pull yourself over.
Ah.
The koi pond's half done now. There's some of my fish there as well. That's cool.
You're up next. You never know what's going to be up next.
You never know what's coming next, do you?
No, it's dangerous.
Got to be careful.
But yeah. So we do
that's the 8th of March, which is
2 weeks.
Friday, the 8th of March, which means, oh, my birthday's shite again. It's midweek. What a lot of crap.
You were going to go to the golf course for your birthday.
Well, my birthday's on the 12th, so I'm going to celebrate the weekend before. So we've got to go down for the 9th then. Don't want to be there. Opening day, or is it opening weekend?
An opening weekend, mate.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Right. Another quick question. David Pickstock said, "Hi guys, is Costa always present in a koi pond? And is it always possible or impossible to eradicate them totally? Thanks, guys. Is it always there?"
Costia shouldn't always be there, no.
It's a parasite, Costa, you're in it. Or it's trick,
Yeah.
that's a non-parasite.
Yeah, Trick's a non-parasite. Costa's a proper parasite.
Yeah, Costia, you shouldn't really. Mature fish might carry it and not have a problem. But yeah, if you've got a problem, you should be able to knock it off with a good dose of formalin.
I think what he's getting at is probably what you just said there, Rick. Parasites are always in ponds, shit bust. It's when you get an outbreak and it becomes a problem is when we tend to act. So when you do a scrape, you may see just one trick sat there being dormant. It's when you get fucking shitloads of trick, it creates an issue. Fish can live with parasites when they're on very, very small scales. You know, you wouldn't even know they've got them. So, you know.
And you don't mean small scales on fish, you mean in a
Yeah. on a tiny
Numbers. Yeah. A normal carp in a lake will have literally everything will be there
Yeah.
to some degree, but it's only when you upset it enough.
And Costia is a bad one, though, isn't it? Costia can kill, can't it?
Young fish, especially,
Yeah.
but not. It shouldn't be doing damage to bigger fish unless.
They're an irritant as well, aren't they? They do feed
Make
upon the
fish go pink.
Yeah, when they get crazy in numbers, they will multiply. If you've got poor water quality or overstocked or super stressful conditions, it will go boom pretty quick.
As Chris has said there, koi immune system down, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
In other words, keep them hot, keep them happy.
Feed them. Don't introduce any new fish.
Well, you're talking about the keeping them hot, keeping them happy. The lemon arawaki is 18.5 cm.
There you go.
It's a proper grown, man.
Massive.
Well, after that. I mean, it's not hugely massive. I know it's not. I know probably with people elsewhere could have probably pushed it better, but that's averaged 11.5 cm in 12 weeks.
Has it still got its yellow stripe though, guys?
It has still got its yellow stripes. It's still holding on to it.
Centimetre a week, mate.
Just shy of, yeah. Just shy of.
Marker.
That's your marker, yeah.
It's good, that. It's good going. Now then, I've got a question for you then. If you had a koi and it had a bit of a dodgy trait by constantly going, and they're all feeding, they're all getting fed well, and it's something I've noticed on one of the particular fish that's in there, it constantly goes around and pecks at the arse of the other fish while they're shitting. I know that's not. It's not a place where you want a fish going, is it? It's not a place that you or a thing you want your fish doing. It's not that it's not getting enough food because it's grown equally as well as not as big because it was put in later than the others, but it's still grown quite a bit. That's not a very good trait to have in a koi, though. If it starts getting to it, there you go, Chris. Hammer. That's what I thought too. Is it a trait that you would want in a fish? Putting that outside in your pond if it grows to get into a bigger fish and starts doing that all the time?
He's probably doing it for a reason.
Yeah. What reason though?
Probably hungry.
Yeah, but it might be the digestive food and the bacteria coming out the other fish. It wants that to help itself. So when you're pushing a fish hard, it's crapping out a lot of. It's not digesting everything properly. You're still getting protein and still getting food coming out. So it might be
just a bloodworm coming straight
getting
through.
a little boost, isn't it? It might enjoy it.
It'll be the greediest fish in your pond.
See, I just fought me straight away. I mean, that's, if it keeps going around doing that as it gets to a bigger fish, it starts doing it to the other fish, and then you end up with sore areas right next to the anal gland where it could end up getting bacteria into a bloodstream and causing more problems for fish that you don't necessarily want.
You're worrying a bit too much, mate. I don't think that'll happen.
Well, maybe. That's why I thought I'd ask somebody that knows a little more than what I do. I don't.
Are you not into eating shit then, mate?
No. It's not my cup of tea. I mean, I've had some shit meals in my time, but never shit, literally. There we go.
You do see weird behaviour. A lot of we never see it with our fish ever, but you see it with jackfish when they
but they do it.
They try and steal food from each other and whatever.
Yeah.
Like that.
Don't they?
And it's like, well, there's food there, mate, and he wants that one's food all the time. And it's like,
I've heard that. I've looked that up though. Apparently, that's supposed to be a male thing where they're establishing dominance between one male to another.
Yeah, but like I say, we've got 50,000 fish on the farm. I have never ever seen it with our fish ever,
Really?
Ever, literally to the point. Yeah, all our broods, anything that's come from Japan, it's like, well, what are they doing? And I've seen
that Suri I got from your farm does it with several of mine.
Does it?
I just
I've never seen it with our fish.
I have seen it. We've seen it in koi shops, haven't we, Daz? Where they've and it were two Seragoi doing it with each other. It looked like they were right gob wrestles, like scrap. Yeah, quite aggressive. And the woman outside of us went, "Oh, they're kissing." No, they're not. They're not around the lot, but yeah.
If you look at the golden corn in our main pond, is a twat for it. It can be you put your food in, and it rather than take the pellet, it would rather mouth another fish.
Still pellet from somewhere else.
Yeah, just and it's very aggressive. But we tell customers that they're kissing because it makes them more delightful and they want to buy them.
Oh my God, I knew that I'd get some funny comments.
I was wondering if because at the end of the day, they do starve them a lot harder for shipping. Yeah. So they get to a point of it's not starvation, but to a point where they are literally after every pellet, every bit of sustenance. And obviously, there'll be times when they're fed and they can't get food or there is no food. They do that. Whereas we never push ours to that point because we have no need to. We don't ship them in the same way. But yeah, it's bizarre. It's obviously it's a learned behaviour or a natural behaviour that I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, guys, I've seen it in fish tank with one or two fish where they've gone for like the fish poo on the other fish, but it's only been a one-off. They've not done it on a regular basis. So
that's what I mean. I've seen it do it 2 or 3 times, and I just thought, you freak. So are you, man? That's not normal. That shit. You want to pack that in?
It is normal. I think it was just
give you a power flick inside the head, and that'll sort you out. I just wondered if you guys thought, is that a trait that I should be thinking about?
No, I don't think it's a behavioural thing.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm watching you.
Just put a muzzle on him.
I have got another question, which is more of a direct question to Mr. Tate. Mr. Tate, Sean Leonard has asked, "Hi, guys. Could you please ask Alan Tate if he could film his ponds and fish? I would love to see it. Thank you." Now, I thought, I'll ask, but the likelihood is he probably won't want to do, or probably will.
He won't.
Alan, the public would like to see your establishment and your many great, vast lakes and your fish pond and your fish. The question has been asked, Sean. I have asked. Let's see. I don't think he will, because he might want to keep that kind of stuff private. If he wanted to showcase his ponds and stuff, then he'd probably be on YouTube doing it. But it has been asked. Next one we've got is from Kelly, and she's asked, what makes a good grow-on tank? Brackets, size, equipment, media, etc. What would you say would be the perfect grow-on tank?
One with a heater.
Yep, that would be a 100% eating again, Crafty. Bet you wait on your way through Japan, or did the food not float your boat from KWPR?
The food was fucking
mate.
And I ate loads of it. It was great.
It was good food. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, mate. I'm a fucking ninja on chopsticks as well now.
Oh, yeah.
You catch a fly out the air with them.
Mate, easily. It's in the ice shut now.
Go on then. We'll wait for Rick to get back. But I would say if you were going to do a grow on, that you definitely want to go heated, man. If you can afford it, obviously.
100%. Heat is the number one ingredient in
it's
the
crazy, man. And it's still blown my mind how much of a difference it makes with heat.
Yeah.
Right stocking level, right diet, lots of media with regards to moving bed. That's the big key, is having that.
Because you're feeding heavy.
Yeah, because you want to feed heavy enough where your fish are really competing, taking the lot to get the growth. But you're only going to achieve that if you get the water temperature at the right level, i.e. 23, 24 degrees, where you can have an auto feeder drop in
28
hours. Yeah, or 28. But every couple of hours, spitting a load of food out, so you can get the growth. What you've got to be careful of, though, is if you push them too, if you push them too hard, or your temperatures are a little bit too high, you can actually have a negative impact on the development of that fish. With regards to, if you're doing kahaku, for example, you may start to destroy the belly plate in it. Because you're just pushing
the growth too quick.
Yeah,
not giving them a bit of a break for the pattern and everything else to come back.
Everything that was put, was it Kelly? Did you say that? Ask that question.
Yeah, Kelly's asked what makes a good grow-on tank: size, equipment, media, etc., etc. Which I would mean say media, filters, pumps, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
size and all those.
It's all of them. You have to have all of the main ingredients to make it a success.
And light.
And light, yeah. More, even daylight, or replacing it for the times when it's dark, so that they're switched on and fired up more for feeding. Is that what you're meaning?
Daylight.
Yeah. If you don't have decent UV, you can't generate the color. So the color food will help, but it won't help a great deal. And yeah, they look horrific. There's no other word for it.
Yeah, full fits.
You can nicely fall to bits. There will be at a point where if they go back out, they recover. But yeah, push it too far and it will start to fall to bits. So the colour almost recedes to the centre of scale. So they look. The Benny on a kahaku will look two-tone in every scale.
Yeah.
So you can see that if you see any fish grown without natural light, you'll see it. It's quite an obvious. Honestly, if you grow them with the natural light and the right colour enhancers, it's all right. And there's some people that say you can't. If you grow them at 30 degrees, you'll blow the Benny off. I don't see it. If conditions are correct and everything's there, everything grows together. So your fish will. You can grow them a centimetre a week, and everything will grow fine. But if you take out the natural UV light, then you start to see that problem with the Benny and the problem with the colour, and it will fall off them. So you need everything, even more so. But yeah, you can grow them at crazy speeds, and they will look amazing. But you need the colour food, you need the UV light, you need water condition, the quality, everything, and genetic. It all goes hand in hand. There's no shortcut. And unfortunately, we tried to take that shortcut because the easiest way of growing fish through the winter is in insulated buildings without natural light. And they will grow like crazy, and they come out looking like anemic. Doesn't matter how much colour food you put into them, they can't they can't utilise it without the UV light. There is a window, you get away with it, you put them out and it comes back. Go too far and you destroy it. And it's, and Benny's quite...
It's a hard balance and without any artificial lighting through.
That's true. Winter growing, even if you've got full sunlight coming in, there's such a small window of natural light in the winter, and it's at such an angle. Most ponds don't get it. You don't get it. Even if it's light, you're not getting direct sunlight, so you're struggling.
So what would you say, size-wise, for a grow on? Let's say if you wanted to grow 50 fry on. By 50 fry, I mean 50 fingerling. Let's say.
The problem is what's your expectations? So most people, if most people brought 50 fingerlings from us at 2 to 3 inch in the autumn, and they grew them 20 centimetre fish by April, they'd be really happy. That's quite good growth. But actually, those fish are capable of doing a centimetre a week. So realistically, if you're growing for 6 months, you should be growing them from 7 centimetres to 35 centimetres comfortably. But what tank, if you've got 50 fish, 50, 35 centimetre fish suddenly doesn't fit in the tank you started with. So you've got to either reduce the number you start with, but if you do that, it's hard to get them to feed properly.
That's the thing, isn't it? You can start off well,
scenario.
You got to
start with 4 and feed them, reduce them, feed them, reduce them.
Yeah,
and that's
selecting your best out of it each time as you step down through each stage of grading.
Pretty much.
It's not so much the environment. You always need, the heat. You always need a good filter. You always need the rest of it. But all that diminishes with growth to the fish. Without cutting the numbers down, then you lose the growth that you could have gained if you'd have cut the numbers by half on each grading.
Pretty much, yeah. So in an ideal world, if you were thinking you've got to increase the food 1% a day, you need to reduce the stock density by 1% a day also, because biomass is growing all the time.
Yeah.
The filter can only cope with so much. So if you were to feed a little bit more every day and hook one fish out and get rid of it every day, you'd be in a perfect storm where the fish. But in reality, that doesn't happen. You have 50 fish in a pond and you grow them a year.
And you like them all.
Whatever, yeah.
I won't get rid of that one just in case.
But yeah, what I would say is if someone wants to do a serious grow on, if you've got a tank that's, I don't know, 6 foot by 6 foot by 3 foot deep, your filtration almost needs to be much bigger than you could imagine. A proper filter that you'd have on a proper koi pond, or a filter that's half the size of that pond as a biofilter, whatever. You want to be so over filtered because you will start putting so much.
Can push it.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, they will eat. Yeah, koi are crazy when they get going. Yeah, if you're growing them properly, and to grow them properly, they produce so much more waste that you just need that filtration. It's mad. But if that's what you're trying to do, if you just want to grow 50 little fingerlings up to 50 slightly bigger sort of fingerlings, it's fine with a normal setup. It's not a problem. But sunlight is one of our biggest problems because most people end up growing tanks through the winter, which is great. It's something to do through the winter. You've got a heated tank that fish want to feed, but you haven't got that natural light to drop off.
Sure.
Doesn't matter what you do, you're struggling to keep the color quality unless you're in a polytunnel with as much maximum light as you can get. And most people aren't because you've got a shed or a porch or whatever you're doing it in. You're struggling for that light.
It's not. See, what you would think sounds like a relatively simple question. It doesn't have a relatively simple answer, does it? It's so complex to get it to, depending on what you're trying to achieve with it. And if what you're trying to achieve is 50 top quality fish or 50 good sized fish, you aren't going to get that as the fish start to grow. You're going to end up with 10. Original calendar.
Is that a one-off twice?
It's the NND calendar.
All right.
It's another one. NND.
However,
so Kelly, that's not really much of a. If you want to, if you would like to send me a private message or whatever with what you're aiming to do, and I will have a chat with Rick privately, and we'll try get you all the information. If a grow on is what you're actually wanting to do, and I'll try and get you as much information as we possibly can. It's difficult to give you all the answers that you want from a non-specific question with what you're trying to achieve. That's what we need to know, and then we might be able to give you an example of this, which will achieve this.
There is a massive learning curve.
Yeah, that's a good answer. So heat, Sakayakari, surface area, and loads of filters or filtration.
Good genetics, good UV. Not UV as in your UV sterilizer, UV as in light.
UV as ultraviolet light.
And then then you're getting there.
Yeah.
It should be the 10 steps to good koi growth, colour, skin, quality.
tell you what I did buy.
A book in Japanese. Is that to help you learn Japanese?
It's just pictures.
Well, it's got pretty pictures, yeah.
It's
My kind of book.
it's actually 2,000 questions on koi.
Oh, God damn. Hang about. Quick float.
2,000? Oh, give us one.
See what that type of scaling means on that fish. Is the announcement there? That type of scaling on that fish that represented the thing. My homework. See if my answer for Alan's homework is in that book.
Stepping stones to Dragon's Fury.
The reason why I bought it is because it goes into where certain fish come from, breeding lines, and what the traits are and what they've learned through doing it as well. There's loads of that in there, even crossbreeding and stuff like that. So, you know,
I should be in there.
It should be in there, mate. It's
no, it's not, girls. Damn it.
Oh, mate, the picture looks like the main thing was that it actually.
Yeah, I showed you all the genetic family trees for them.
Yeah, and finding that in
that's interesting. What makes up the different trees? They're cool, aren't they? There's a lot of them in there where you won't think, no way, that produces that.
But it goes into the traits of every single variety. It's fucking brilliant. You know, cool. I was in the shop reading. How much is that? He said, go ahead, generals there, mate. So, yeah. So I was like, boom, I'm having that. You know. Yeah. Fucking another one to the collection.
Wow.
Well, I did actually get a few little ponds that were sent through video footage of some people's natural wild type cat. So we'll have a quick look at them. And then after that, that's the questions done. Unless anybody else has got any other questions they would like to ask, please feel free to bang them up and stick your comments in capital letters and I won't miss them. But the few people that did send them, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 to have a look at, which is some that are quite nice and some that are they're still quite nice, Daz, but some that are slightly different, which came from Daz's little event that we did the other week and the growth that they're starting to get with them. So I shall share these with you. There is a little bit of a backstory to this one as well, the first one. So the first ones are obviously the two carp that this gentleman's got in his pond here. And then another one just down here.
Have I seen this pond before?
I think we have, mate, yeah.
I can recall these. Look at the body on that Kahaku, mate. That's good.
Yeah, Nice kahaku.
Clean head as well. Nice. That looks all right.
Two nice, decent sized mirror carp there, though, isn't there? That's a decent sized mirror carp there. Massive scales on it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the backstory was that's Mark Childs. He put, "Hi guys, thought I'd grab a bit of footage this morning of the two mirror carp and Grassie I have, where it all started with me and a few of us. The few mirror carp came from a famous carp lake I was fishing at the time, lifting my landing net up, noticed some fry in it. I picked out a few mirrors and put them in 5 litres of a water bottle and took them home. That's what they turned into, which is pretty cool. It was 21 years ago. The smaller of the two is so dark. Is
that black? It's purple. What he's saying?
Yeah, so dark it looks purple. But that's 21 years old and grown from fry.
Well done, mate.
Which he sneaked in from his landing there. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Free fish, mate.
Yeah, exactly. The second one is Aaron Moonet. He's a few of the fish, a few from the DKF on Bendigo Day. The black one is my favourite. It's a beast. This is a common type. First part of the video, the first went in, and the second part is today. So this is the first part of the video. These are some of the fish that he got from Daz's Koi Farm.
Mate, they're banging looking, aren't they?
Vegetation in there. That won't last, will it?
No, mate, I'd have nailed mine in my tank. It's a right mess. They've chunked my leaves and everything.
Yeah.
But this is the one that is.
Everyone has to go to him.
Do you reckon that is a little common? Or because we did, or do you reckon that is a Magoi?
Neither. It's got metallic fins, mate.
Yeah. What do you reckon that is then? See this one here, Rick? That one there?
What one where?
This one there where my cursor is. There, going up and down there now. Put it back again. Play again. This one here with the little bits of yellow coming on its head as it comes down here. Watching corner here now. There, that one. That's a new forest koi. That's one he had there.
No, look. That's one of those crosses, isn't it?
Yeah.
They look cool, mate. You got to love them, ain't you, when they're little like that? They're mint.
Look at the little. Let's see if we can get the little. This one here. You see that one? Keep your eye on that one. Nice little Achiba. One of Daz's Achibas.
It's almost Goromo.
I thought that's what it was, actually.
Yeah, it does look a bit Goromo.
Reckon?
It's hard to see. It's a bit
nice.
more.
It turned out nice little fish.
It?
I've no idea where that came from then.
Then he said the second part, but I don't have a second part, so unless I've missed something. But again, Matt Childs again through the window. Get that.
Big gnarly bastard.
Yeah. It's one hell of a little fish. Well, one hell of a little fish. One hell of a fish, that. See, I think I might one day have to get a nice mirror cat for my pond, but I want a light coloured one.
In Arbor.
That would be a good reason for a window.
That's the thing with a window. You can.
Yeah, you can enjoy them, can't you? You can see them and enjoy them like that.
Darker fish, yeah, you can see them and enjoy them.
Just see the other one there in the background there, look.
Yeah.
And to say that they've grown from tiny little fry, 21 years, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I like that kahaku, me.
Yes, no, that's
lovely.
There we go.
Look
See,
at them,
yeah, quite visible in his pond. It's a nice clear pond, isn't it? You can see
yeah,
they do stand
under
out.
light they are. I'm assuming that's under light, looking at the fact that there's shadows on the bottom floor. And that, but
That kahaku is nice, isn't it?
in the daylight, you can lose them. Like when we sell these in the shop, you can't see them for shit in the pond. It's like if you got it in there, you go a scoop and the net's full. That's how you can lose them so easily.
Yeah.
So there we go. A couple of little different ones. I don't think we got any others sent in.
Good little flash that one, Gaz.
Yeah, you got that one.
Somebody sent it through saying, oh, there you go. This is one and all. This is one. These are Aaron's. What Aaron posted today, but we got the answer. And I'm going to ask you guys and see if you can. The question that we asked, we know the answer to. So I'll ask Daz. You can't answer this. You already know. Rick and Crafty. The robing pattern on this fish, is that reversed robing, or what else could it be if it's not? There you go. Bit more. That's a bit more.
That's standard robing. So, just see the scale where the skin is.
It was so scary.
The answer that we got was that's old style robing, as opposed to the new style robing, which is on the reverse side of the scale.
And where did you get that answer from?
That's a young fish. So if you look at the scale, there's no like fuca or nothing. So the only part of skin you can see is the front of the scale. That's a little bit of skin. But as a koi grows, you start getting skin around. You get more skin than scale. So you start to see more. So if like a jackal, whatever it is with a Matsuba pattern, you see a different effect as the skin and the scale get bigger. You get more skin to scale, especially with fuca. And if you've got a fish, so it changes. But no, I don't know. That looks like standard. Might be old style. It's kind of.
It's a standard looking goshki to me, Ginri and goshki, mate. Nothing different.
Mr. Tate, would you like to shed some light? I hope you're still watching.
When you see like on a Matsuba, it's the opposite way round. So you'd have a young Matsuba, you'd have very little. See, the scale would be the color, which is the majority of it when they're small, and then the little bit at the front of the scale is the skin. I'm pointing
Mr. Tate says, "I will dig out some old pictures for you." Now, folks, you might have to wait some time because he might have to go through his Betamax collection, play some of those videos, and take a couple of screenshots. Or he might have them on PHA.
Offered to help, and then
the reason why we got the information that we got was from Mr. Tate. When I thought, do you remember the fish that you got in your pond? And you'd got one that had got a reverse robing pattern on it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we thought that was, because I assumed, and me and Aaron were assuming that this should be on the opposite. Hang about, I'm trying to point, but I can point here with the. We thought that this little colour bit should be on this side. So did that make it one of the rarer quality type fishes where the robing's reversed in the sense of? But apparently, Alan said this is the old style of robing that used to be around.
Is it from Aoki?
I don't know. Aaron, have you any idea who it's from, bud? If you're still watching, mate. But I thought it was real interesting. And when Alan said that, I might get shot for this one. Should I say it, Daz?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, I know. Okay. You're right. I said, if that's the old style of robing, is that how Alan knows being
old?
I didn't say that, though.
But if you look at that picture, don't it? You can see every scale.
Yeah.
And then the skin between the scales. That's every single. That's kind of how a normal fish would be. But the fuca, when you get it, the scale sits deeper in, so you get the skin around the other side of the scale as well. So the scale almost sits into the skin, and you get a three-dimensional look. And it only happens when they're bigger. But
there we go. Mr. Tate says, my style of goshki, you can see the robing, not like the Kuru style. Is that right? Kuru style?
Yeah.
Kuru, and they're just dark all through the scale.
Yeah.
And Aaron says, yes, it is Crafty. It is from wherever you said.
Aoki.
Aoki or Aoki?
Aoki.
But Aoki's fish, the dark ones, the skin and the scale are all black. That's why they look black. So you've got a black base.
So do you think that that black colour that you've got there, then, do you think that'll continue to grow across the full scale, turning the fish more full black bodied then?
Probably. And as the skin grows round, almost round the scale sits in it, so you get it more. But that with a Gimrin one, it won't ever look black.
Black, yeah. The Gimrin will always shine through with that silver.
Yeah.
Wish we got a full picture of the fish, Aaron, and we could show the whole fish then, because it's nice, mate. It's banging.
But old school Goshki, if you imagine the red pattern, that skin will be black as well. So you get the black and the red all the way through, rather than like floating red with no black in it. But that's old. So people like the float. It's nicer to see clean red on a background rather than it a bit dirty and robed.
Oh, it says 2 seconds, so maybe get a full picture of the fish. So oh, and just a quick one, Joe Mitchell, happy birthday, bud.
It's Joe's birthday.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's his birthday today. 21 again.
Again.
Congrats, mate.
He's been 21 for years.
Yeah,
there you go. Hopefully, we'll get. Oh my God, what did I do then? Clicked off the fish. Stop sharing that. I found out.
Nice picture, though.
It is a nice
Good
picture.
quality, isn't it?
Yeah, very nice. Has anybody got any more questions they would like to ask the panel this evening? Alan, tell them a picture is a sheet of paper with an image on, very popular in the 70s.
Terrible, isn't it? That's the trouble with it. When you get into that skin, scale, Ginrin, colours, you need good pictures to see and to tell people, to explain what you're looking at, what scale, what skin, luster, quality, shine. Just photographs are a nightmare. Oh, here comes Crafty.
That there is the gene tree of a kahaku.
God damn.
Blimey.
That fucks you up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot in it. It's a heck of a lot into it.
I'm just trying to find the Gosh Kids in the book, but I'm failing. To be perfectly honest.
We've answered everything that we had to chat about this evening. So, free.
Can we do another little auction?
Yeah, there you go. If you want to do another little auction,
It's off.
This time. You
And
chose
then
it?
Another calendar. It's got
Another calendar.
And then
like this tubular calendar.
an ND calendar. I ain't even seen on it myself, to be honest.
Fujiomo put a dildo in there just for the crack.
Oh, a tenner.
Oh.
No, Dad. Sorry, we'll have to wait. It's got too many spoilers in it to this weekend's video. No worries, bud. There we go. Is anybody interested in doing another calendar? What would it? £10 to cover the postage. So your starting bid would be 10 quid. Starting bid is a tenner.
Oh, he's just ripped it. He's just ripped it, Crafty. That's a pound off.
Not the pictures, which is the main thing, isn't it? For that beast.
Look at that.
Giberni.
Careful when you turn it.
Anybody in? If not, I'll have it myself. I don't care. Look good on the office floor.
We've nobody else bid on that one.
Nobody.
No,
That's
mad.
We've got this one. We got this one though.
It'll be an undamaged one that comes to you because I've got two.
You can keep that one.
Yeah, I'll keep that one
That
for
one's
me.
going to office wall.
I only got two NND, the Dainichi one and one from Otsuka, which apparently are like rarer than the Dainichi ones because he's that tight he squeaks when he walks. So I obviously had a good impact on that.
There we go.
This confuses the crap out of me. Daz is coy.
It confuses me as well.
Question for Rick. When, roughly, will the grow on with a difference be? What was the starting bid, Aaron? The starting bid was a tenner to cover the postage. But the question for Rick, when roughly will the grow on with a difference be? Now you've got
it will be
with a difference
from the third week of May.
Third week of May.
Well, Thomas, this is how difficult it is. We got to get the parents in, get them spawned, get them hatched, and get them to 3 weeks old, just coming off live food onto artificial food, so we can get them out to everyone all in the same week. So if we've got 50,000 on order already, I've got to get 50,000 fish out in the same 3-day window to everyone. So it's
yeah, very difficult.
It's just a good nightmare.
Yeah, it seemed like a great idea.
Would it be more realistic to once you know that you've got that the fry ready going and swapped over from live to pellet and then announce a date?
No, because they've got to go. It's got to be booked. They've got to go the day. Literally the day they're coming off live food. They've got to be coming straight from the hatchery, straight out to the customers.
So third week in May.
Well, if I put the parents in, yeah,
all being well.
So in my head, I've got the 2 parents I want to use, but Sod's Law's always like, if she won't spawn, he's got no milk, whatever. So I might have to chop and change. It might be a different combination, or it's one of them. So I can't. We'll have 50 people on the waiting list, and as soon as I've got the eggs or the fry hatched, then we can arrange to get them all shipped. And we've made it complicated for ourselves.
One of these ones, then, Daz, to answer your question.
It will happen. It will be. It will be around the end of May.
There you go.
Third week of May.
Yeah. Mid to end. End of mid.
Yeah.
Any more for any more? Any more topics you want to talk about while I popped a bathroom?
Crafty, I'll give you 20 quid for the calendar.
Yours.
Done. You might as well send it in the post with the old doofers in them.
Got these little bad lads. I'm going to open them and only send the packets.
Mate.
How to devastate a boy in one shot.
You honestly, you are better than Father Christmas to him at the minute.
I can imagine, mate. I'll tell you, the hunting that you have to do for the fucking things out there is unreal.
Yeah, we'll tell him to open the packets, keep them sealed, and then hang on to for 10 years and then sell them.
He had one the other day, right? He had one. There's a thingy on there, all the codes, and they're all worth like 60p, 50p, 140 quid popped up for one of his. I go, oh mate, that's all right. He goes, yeah. I swapped it with his mate. He goes, I swapped it because I've had 2 of them, and I'm like, it's worth 140 quid. Oh yeah, but he wanted it. And it's like,
bless him.
It's all nonsense, isn't it? It's all hype. I think they restrict the amount they produce to make it a thing.
Yeah, make it
so
more.
He wants the Japanese ones that he can't understand what they say anyway.
Yeah. God, I can remember my lad collecting them, and he's about 20 now, and
he's still got
Japanese ones. I don't even know what he's done with them.
There you go. I don't get.
Probably in the attic somewhere.
It's one of them phases, isn't it? But
yeah,
he's a good lad, so he lays good concrete.
Things he could be into, like gaming.
At 9, there's not many worse things at 9. He's pretty innocent still.
Yeah.
That was quick, mate.
It was.
Go in the garden.
I ran there and ran back.
In the garden, yeah.
So that's it. We're exhausted.
We're exhausted. We're done. This is probably one of the first times in a long time that we've had. Yeah.
So how many fish are you bringing back from Aoki?
24.
0.
He wouldn't sell you any too expensive.
He had nothing left, mate. I've got fish from Aoki in the shop already that I bought in December. He is literally nothing available.
It's mad, isn't it? He's one of the few breeders out there that don't do Gosanki.
Yeah.
He sells out. Some of the others might be thinking, hang on.
Honestly, when we've got up there, there's two houses next door to each other. We went into one. He had fish for sale, but they was all at the top end, which I didn't want. Like the Nisai and the Sanzai. That's not what I went for. All of his Tozai were in the opposite house, and I shit you not, every single pond was just full of holding nets where he's getting ready to ship out. He had nothing available. That's how sort of on demand he was, you know.
If only you knew a breeder that had his parents was breeding his fish and had them in the UK.
I'm just trying to find a video for you that I took there.
Did you find the right koi for the 19th hole for the pitch and putt for wearing the 19th hole on its back with its special little ladder? Did you find the right koi?
I'm going to keep it under me hat. I think this is Aoki. Yeah. Let me just send you this, guys, and then you'll see the quality of what he has.
They are mad. They are. You need sunglasses when you go in there.
Mate, it's just prepping now, guys, so it'll be with you in a sec.
No worries.
Yeah, it adds, because that's, believe it or not, I'm a big lover of Sankey, and I appreciate the other. Fuck off, Alan. He always, I'm in a thought process, and then he pops up and yeah, I'm a lover of Go Sankey, especially Sankey. Kahaku and Showa, I appreciate, but they're not a favourite of mine. I prefer the more weird and wonderful. And when I went in there, man, it was amazing. The other really good breeder that I'm looking forward to going back to is a guy called Kobayashi. I won't send it, guys. It's too big, mate. Let me see if I've got another one.
It's too big. Computer says no. File too big.
Is that?
Still think that's best comment at night. You need a hat, Robo. It gives you some shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I can take it, mate. It takes a while for someone of that Northern intelligence to come up with stuff like that, mate.
Oh, there you go. Touche. Right, back at you, Alan. Your turn.
I've got a 28-second video. It's not. Well, was his Tatagoi pond. I'll just send it over.
You're right with that one, though, ANC. Spring is just around the corner, then plenty to talk about. This feels like the longest winter ever.
Yeah.
Mate, it's
the
been
amount of rain, man. The amount of rain.
Belter of a winter for the koi.
Yeah, it's been on the mild side.
I mean, where you live. Have you seen how much snow I've had in my garden?
You had lots of you. I've had fuck all down here.
It's not lasted long. It's gone quick. Whereas normally it would be there for, like 2-3 weeks. But
pond temps have been, they must have been averaging.
Pond temps have not been nowhere near as bad as last year, mate. Nowhere near as
10 degrees, I should imagine, they've been averaging.
There we go. I got it.
Are you going down south next time, Crafty?
No.
Why not?
I want to get to know one area first, maybe year 3.
He's got a long-term plan here. You might be dead by year 3.
5-year plan, mate. 5
Mate, get down there and see Omasako and Momotaro and Saka. Seriously.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got to be on the cards, mate. It may be I'll go a bit longer and then split the trip, you know.
Yeah.
Dickhead. I'm clicking on wrong screen.
It's not the best quality on there, but
So you filming like, again?
Aoki is like, you know, can I select out of here? Yeah, if you want to pay 10 million yen a fish.
Shit.
You know, so that's, you know, you're looking about 30, 40 grand per fish. That's what he's saying. It's fucking, mate. Yeah, I haven't got, I don't know, this one might come. Let me see. This file might be a bit too large, but there was 2 fish in this pond. You know, if you could just go, I'm having them ones, you know, it was that sort of thing that was there, man. It was fucking amazing.
Quick question there then from Lebo. How long does a bottom drain last in a pond before it needs changing?
Until it breaks.
Yeah.
Forever. Well, to be fair, mine lasted less than 10 seconds.
It shouldn't be changing, ideally, should it?
They last forever as long as they're not split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll wait to see if it comes through then. Peter says the wettest winter. It has been the wettest winter, mate. It has been a wet one, hasn't it?
We had the council out today because our roads have been flooding. You've been to our place, guys, right? The road's flooding over the road through our car park, washed it out every time it rains. So we've had the council out repeatedly, and look, the drains are blocked under the road. We can't get through. And they come out today, and it's literally 20 foot wide coming through our car park. Like, you could almost raft down it.
Jesus.
And the guy there, he looked at it and goes, yeah, no action needed. And you're like, what? There's no action. He goes, well, obviously the drains are blocked. I was like, yeah, we know they're blocked. You can't. We only deal with the bit under the road, so they're obviously blocked on the other side of the road. I said, yeah, well, you told us that, so we used a digger. We cleared it out. They're not blocked. And he's gone, no, they have to be blocked on that side of the road for the water to be coming over the road. It's not our call. Nothing to do with us. And it's like, there's just like, what was it? We're going to have to dig up the road. Oh, you can't dig up the road. Literally, it's unreal. The car park, 8 times we've had the digger in to flatten the car park and have to get cars in.
Can't you get somebody like Lanes for Drains to come and see if they can camera down it and clear it?
You can't get nothing in it. They're blocked. You can't, from either end, it is solid under the road. But they won't have it. They're like, well, it's blocked at either end of the road, so it's not our problem. It's like, but it's blocked at either end of the road because it's blocked under.
If it's their drain.
Well, hey, it's unbelievable.
I'm guessing that's the highways department then, yeah?
Highways department, yeah. And they're saying it's blocked because it's blocked at either end. It can't be under the road. And
you pay water rates.
Well, we must, yeah.
Yeah, well then contact Water Board, mate, because it's their job to make sure that they're maintained and looked after. You get a service charge for it every year. And if they aren't clearing them, they'll have to send somebody down to clear the drain and clear the blockage.
We're sure the Water Board's the water.
Well, I had the same thing outside my house, and they rang me and turned around and said, well, I rang them and turned around and said, you put my water rates up. Yeah, I've lived here for 14 years, and this drain that's outside my front of my house, which you charged me a service charge for. You've never been up, you've never cleared the drain out. So I'm going to deduct the drainage company's charge to come out and clear it from my bill. And the very next day, they had a company up to clear the drain, and it was done.
Is that not like a sewage drain now? This is like, I don't know.
It's a roadside drain. It's a normal
water boards, mate. Water boards.
Water board responsible for it. Highways department won't do it. It'll be the water board that'll be responsible for it.
And anything like parking on your own house belongs to you to maintain.
Yeah.
Anything the other side's theirs. That's the main rule of thumb.
Yeah, so we've cleared both sides of the road just because we've had so many. It's just a nightmare.
Try it waterboard, mate. Try getting onto waterboard and seeing if they'll come out and service the drains, because they should be servicing the drains because they charge you for it every season, every 12 months. You get a surcharge for it.
I have to, mate. It is.
Try for a call, mate. For a phone call. Crafty asking for a friend. Have you got any Tamasaba coming in?
Asking for a friend. He didn't want to be asking for.
Yes.
It's not mine.
Were you picking and selecting through some in one of your videos?
No.
Oh, there we go. Your videos have come right.
No, the videos sent there, mate, are too big. So I've just sent a couple of screen grabs from it.
You weren't putting the videos on your channel, Crafty, were you? Or am I dreaming?
No, not yet, mate.
Facebook, you were just on Facebook.
Yeah, on Facebook I'll put a few. I haven't put any through on Crafty Core yet. I've got a load of video footage. I've just got to put it all together.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
It don't show the. It's not a great picture, to be fair, but it was fucking exceptional in that pond.
Now, is that classed as the dragon something or other?
It's a Benny Kikakuru.
Yeah, which means dragon something or other job.
The spot really stood out. The spots on it, especially the opposite side, man. Fucking look at that.
That's mint. That.
It really.
I
stood
like them, mate. They're probably one of my favourite type of fish.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I'm just going to try and get hold of.
Yeah, laughing faces asking for a friend my house.
The thing is, what I will say is that I think they may have already had a couple off of me.
Oh!
I might be wrong. I'm not sure if they bought when they come down, to be honest.
They bought for a friend.
I'm asking for a friend. How does this condom fit?
Look at them Goshki in there, mate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next,
so you can see there on that one, just can't you? Well, you probably won't, but I can. You can see how the scalations, like you were saying there, as it's more developed. Yeah.
Nice.
That's
some nice fish in there.
Mate, they're all fucking nice fish, every single one of them.
Alan, look at that. Can you see that? Can I make that bigger?
I'll get a better picture of that.
His dad's dropping off.
No, I'm just looking. I'm just zooming in on the fish, and they're 30 grand each, aren't they?
No, they're not. But
they're not. He don't want to sell them. It's simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
In other words, they're not for sale unless you give me massive money, and no one's going to put 30 grand in his
Let me
hand.
see if I can make that. Oh yes.
Oh, that's better.
Sorry, Daz. I forgot I could do that. Look here.
Yeah.
Look at this fish, Alan. Well, Crafty, is that what I think it is? Is that part of the homework? It looks similar.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, oh, damn you, Alan. What's that type of fish there, mate? Gosh, yeah. Move on.
Gosh, move.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a picture, guys.
Yellow dragon.
Yellow dragon. That's where they're from.
That's from Yellow Dragon.
Yep.
Ooh, you might have just given me a clue there.
I was in the air.
Getting closer.
Gaz, homework. God damn it, Alan. This is goddamn hard. I haven't been able to find anything on it. I dare click on this now just in case it's from somebody else. Oh, there we go. It's all right.
He is the ugliest breeder in Japan.
You?
And it, mate, that is Suda, the long fin dude.
It's long fins.
Oh.
It's a bit harsh. You don't look like he's got long fins. Is that about? Does that?
Is he the one behind all the butterfly koi then?
Yeah, the one.
Which that was take one, and then
no. This one's the best one.
that was take one and take two, but there's no difference.
No,
Your nipples are slightly more erect in the first one.
The next one, mate. Check his mag to grid on this.
Check his one. Oh, crap! What happened then?
That one. Yeah, the Fonz.
Have you done a deal for some long fins then?
No, I didn't get any. In fact,
Next to the ugliest dealer.
I've got I think I've got 170 toes from him.
And no long fins?
All long fins. Yeah.
I about to say.
Yeah. It's the only place to buy long fin from, to be fair. What we did see out of there a lot was a lot of short body koi.
Yeah. When the classes are short body koi, and they're just the ones that didn't grow.
Don't you normally cover them?
Or they actually
like
specifically bred
deform,
to be short body, dumpy ones. Why? Why would you put all that effort? That's like me saying
them.
No, it's
There's one in there was one in Marihiro's pond that was an Issai, a fair size, and I was like, oh fucking look at the head on, pulled it up and it was literally a head with a tail. That's the way of putting it. I was like, fucking hell, short body. So you start to take the piss out the dealers when you see them because they'll keep a certain amount because people buy them.
Yeah.
I suppose
weird looking things.
There's a market for all fish, isn't there?
Yeah, I suppose.
To some extent.
One dealer was Kobayashi. He is put it this way, man. It's like went in. He was like nothing's for sale, and there was a pond of Aragoki, and they was fucking really good. But he wouldn't sell them for shit. However, the pond got picked, and he had lots of short body. And it's like, what's that? He said it's a failed spawning, which is why he didn't want to pull the pond out because he knew there was certain failures in there. But I said to him, like, what are you going to do with that? And he was like, no, we keep them. I said, what for? He said, we'll spawn them to see what happens. So just because they're deformed doesn't mean to say their offspring's going to be deformed. But I dare say there's a higher chance that it would happen. But, the Aragoki that he was in fourth generation. So 4 spawnings in through the parents that he was using. And he showed me the results of each one. And that's the sort of experience that you can't get unless you go out there, because one thing I'd done was if I could get a dealer with time on their hands, I was like sucking information out of them, asking them. So even when it was like after I'd selected the pond, I would then ask them to come over and like select 5 fish out of there that they were classed as the best fish in there, just to see, like even the ones that I'd rejected. And 9 times out of 10, there weren't a fish that I'd missed, and that was me testing me against what the breeders were saying. Now one thing is like I was asking, like, are they just going to tell me what I want to hear just through being polite? But it's like, no, they want you to understand their fish, so you go back to them. They don't want to give you buff info. They want you to understand what you do in order for you to help sell their fish. So that sort of experience is not something money can buy, really. You've got to be able to get them on side to do it. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
We're going to get to do a little bit of a lullaby then, doesn't he? Just.
I am awake. I just look like I'm asleep.
He's like a whirlwind of energy in the day.
I am. I'm knackered.
The sun sets.
What the thing is, if you haven't all noticed, there's been a shortage of trifle, and that's what keeps Daz going. The sugar rush, and Estelle, you failed him the last several weeks. The public want to know where his trifle is.
We're gonna have to sack the staff.
Sack the staff. Right then, ladies and gents, as Daz is getting there, and we are pushing up to 10:30, which is we've hit the 3-hour mark anyway.
Yeah,
Daz is on the Z's. He's tired. We've exhausted all the questions this evening. Thank you again to everybody for putting in the questions in the comments, and for those that did share their wild types. I think we will get back into doing some more koi appreciation as well at some point in the near future. So coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get some people to do and come on and jump on and pick us some koi to be looking at again, because we still have a fair few that we can have a crack at that we haven't had a good look at yet.
Sure, Suri.
Well, yeah, sure. We'll have to check the list and double check to see which ones have been done again. And I know we do have one, so it's all wrote out. Well, for this evening, ladies and gents, we're going to call it an evening.
Good night.
So, usual thing, guys. If you're enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favor. Like, share, subscribe. Tell Daz good night. And until next week, guys, keep smiling, and we'll catch you all on the next one. Good night, all. Thanks for joining us.
All right, all. Cricket bat.
Still get it in there. Good night.